Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Incoming transmission.
Timelines are sensitive. They're prone to temporary fluctuation.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy Admiral Teag. How you doing? Welcome to Saturday night. Welcome to Saving Star Trek. It's Columbus Day coming up, so I'm guessing a lot of people will be coming through on Monday listening. If you are, we welcome you. We've got a hell of a video essay for you tonight for this episode. It's about 15% of the total episode. Hopefully it's compliant enough that we don't get in trouble here, but welcome. 11 is more people than I thought we'd have on this holiday weekend. Who's doing it? Any of you guys doing anything for Columbus Day? Discovery Day?
Working.
Yeah, I get to work.
I also get to work. I'm starting at 6 a.m. that day. So I'll be doing that, which is not very Italian or very Spanish of me. What I should be doing is sailing a ship to a place where I can oppress the people, because I'm both Spanish and Italian, and I feel like Monday, like if I go somewhere and somebody, if there's like a guardian sitting in like at a table and I feel like sitting there, I'm just gonna be like, get the fuck up, man. I'm Spanish. You got to give me that. I'm discovering your fucking table, buddy. I'm going to discover myself some money on Monday. I'm going to discover myself some subs. It's so good to see everybody. If you haven't joined the channel, join now. We just watched the episode, The Council. It's episode 22 of season 3. We're not quite done with our Xindi arc, but man, a Jeopardy level super high, and something very common for this season, a non-episodic episode where we drop in and drop out. The story is already in motion. You have to have been paying attention. This is like that rarest of all things, non-standalone Star Trek. And I don't know. I'll go around the horn and just ask my friends their impressions, like watching it the first time, which is what we usually do up front. I remember the first time watching this one was, I completely wasn't aware that this episode was on, because I had given up on Enterprise after season 2 and I only watched it sporadically. So I saw this one for the first time in 2010 and I was like, holy fuck, it's awesome. So that was my impression of it the first time I saw it. And I was like, why didn't I watch this show more?
Well, you get a second chance now.
I definitely do, and hopefully we'll get the sequel show. Does anybody have any impressions from the first time they watched this episode?
Yeah, I thought it was rather tedious. And I was, a teenager of driving age at that point.
You didn't like all the pew pew at the end? Like, this is one of the best battle sequences we've ever seen in Star Trek.
It was very hard by this point to actually get UPN because my cable network had dropped it. So
oh God!
My dad had to finagle an antenna to get it coming out over Lake Michigan from Chicago, and so it was like, you got to stand in the right position in your room in the 2000s to get this thing to even show up, right?
My God! Yeah.
Wow! You're going through some effort to get it. In these episodes just became tedious. You're like, okay, when is this 2-parter going to be over? Oh, wait, it's a 19-parter? I want to go watch TNG. It was honestly how I felt about this. So
it's not a very Star Trek-like season, right? It's not a very Star Trek-like season. We're going for vengeance. Vengeance Trek is different. And it is kind of amazing that we got a lot of people here. Sean, do you have impressions from the first time you were on before I start saying hellos all around to everybody? Because we got a bunch of people here.
I remember enjoying it. I mean, I can't really recall, but I did enjoy the whole series at the time, and I was like amped up to see how it was going to end. And we get the ending we did, and the cliffhanger in the next episode. But
Right.
it was okay. Yeah. But we'll
Is
talk
the
about
next
that one next
episode
week.
weirdly called The Countdown? I forget this.
I
I think
so.
it was.
It's
I think
title.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it
And
is.
meanwhile, the countdown is over. Yeah, something's going on in the script department. I don't know what is this when they had handed in their season 4 scripts and were told this will be the end, or are they still blissfully unaware? Because we're very close to the end of the season. I wonder.
No, they weren't aware until the beginning of the 4th season that was going to be the last.
Can you imagine looking at these numbers and trying to understand why your show's not working? And like it comes down to what JT says, but unless you have like the eye level view rather than the high level of abstraction, they're just like, in a country of 280 million people, no one wants to watch our effing show. And like JT's like, I would do anything to watch this show if it wasn't such a pain in the ass.
Right.
The funny thing is if they had the viewership today that they had back then, it'd be considered a hit.
I think I don't know. I think there would just be false press that it was a hit, right? Mm-hmm. It would just be false press. And by the way, this show is only starting at this point to have people talk about it as really being Star Trek because of the name change. There was that usual first couple of seasons of it's not Star Trek that every single show, except for whatever reason, it seems like people accepted Deep Space Nine right off the bat. I think because of the TNG handoff.
Well, it wasn't accepted very well at first. It took a couple of seasons for DS9 to really find to get to win the fans over, because everyone was like, "This is dumb. It's a soap opera."
I don't know if
remember there
it
was a
suffered
lot.
from it's not Star Trek. I thought like it's bad Star Trek was what I was hearing.
And also, Admiral, Enterprise was not canceled until 1 year and 1 day later than the original air date of this episode.
Oh God! So these poor
Yeah.
people, they're
Yeah.
just like fighting things. Like their biggest fans are struggling to watch their show, and they can't get it. They can't get anything going. Jerm, what was your? Do you remember the first time you watched this episode?
Vaguely. It was during high school, so kind of iffy times. I was probably just watching it late at night because at the time they're having a lot of issues with their programming. Literally, this and SmackDown was the only thing people were watching. And as I recall, SmackDown was leaving UPN at the time, so
They did, yeah, like poor Archer, right? It's like, sir, we finally written in some wrestling into the show to sub in for the water polo. It turns out Archer also wrestled at Starfleet Academy. And they're like, no, we lost that one. Stick with the water polo.
He was watching Glow.
You know, with his weird taste in women, the way that the show depicts it, it's like his most desirable female ever, while she was kind of pretty, like well within the reach of most normal guys in their normal life. I don't understand what was going on with the woman who plays the worm and who also plays the Suliban, who like takes like the human form to seduce him. I don't understand.
yeah.
Like, look,
You talking about
like
the one
she's-
on Ryza?
Yeah, the actress's name is like Stephanie Nizlacki. She plays 3 different roles in season 1 and 2. She's a Suliban female time traveler. She is the chick on Ryza, and I think she is the physical form that the slug creatures take on Rogue Planet.
yeah.
Oh wow.
It got to the point where I thought they're just subbing in his wife to get him some extra cash.
Yeah, it's like, is this Mrs. Bakula? Like, yeah, what the hell's going on with Stephanie Nizlicki? But it was just some random chick, and I don't know what there was weird ideas going on in season 1 and 2 The best ideas in season 1 didn't seem to get fleshed out. Season 2 is when this show loses it, but now I'm starting to wonder how many things with experiences such as JT's, getting dropped by the cable company. It's like finding out, like, by mistake that, like, Charmed is their number 1 show. You know what I mean? And they're like, what are we going to do? It's like, well, we better keep Charmed cranking out. It's like, have you seen the bitch brigade that runs the stars on that show? We've got... And they're like, well, Brenda's nice. It's like, Brenda has calmed down, but have you seen what's going on with Alyssa Milano? It's like, what do you mean? Look at this new thing called social media where she's, oh my God, she's insane on him. Well, good thing no one goes on America Online. Yeah, well,
You
just
should have
forget
seen
it.
Who she had in her 5.
Oh, God.
A friend of mine dated her. He was on that show, and he dated her. He said she's as crazy as you think she is.
I want to hear more about this. Did he at least get the fucker?
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah, of course. First date stuff. I mean, she's a fucking modern woman. You know what? I would put up with her nonsense for quite a while back in my 20s. Like, I would just be like, yeah, whatever. And I don't think that crazy nonsense came around till later, because as recently as 7 or 8 years ago, you'd like pick up like a when they still had catalogs, you'd be like, oh, look, it's the new NFL stuff. And like all the stuff was like designed and modeled by Alyssa Milano. And she's like, I love football and I think men are great. And like all of a sudden she's like, you know what?
Sean's friend broke her. It's all his fault.
Do you guys remember the Family Guy episode where Quagmire sings that song about her?
No.
Oh, he goes, Alyssa Milano, I knew you were gonna be hot when you were 9.
Oh, wait, I do remember that one. Yes. The only good thing about that was I'm the same age as Alyssa Milano, right? So I don't have to feel horrible that when I always thought she was pretty cute.
Excuse me. Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
She's no Penny Robinson. Oh, man, what can I tell you? This episode also, like, I feel like we had to have Paul deliver a couple of like lines here, and like we also like we set up a red shirt to die in a way that like could have been a little more convincing. Like, I don't know, like what they were trying to do with this one, but I guess what we should do is, I don't know, maybe what we'll do,
finish, please.
If you have more to say, go right ahead, PvP. Pleasant Valley Packwood, your wisdom formed this show. Tell us what you're thinking.
That's all he has.
Can I finish, please?
It's true. There is no actual thought. It's just a bunch of non sequiturs until he gets to the point where he can tell you that you're interrupting. All right, so I made a video essay for this episode, and it sounds like don't worry about the weird sound. It starts the Time Guardians or the Sphere Builders, whatever you want to call them. Their voices have like a reverse reverb on them, and they sound really weird. It sounds like a StreamYard's problem. And I would just, before we get started, I just want to say, ask everybody in the panel, and I'll give you my reaction last, but sirs, we've only seen one male Sphere Builder, and he was allegedly a criminal. The leadership of the Sphere Builders are strong women. And they're all evil. Let's talk about this. I think it's great.
They're trying to remember and call up things that happened a long time ago. Get mad about it.
She's like, I need to get my time cat and ask it some. Yeah, I mean, like the evil female Time Guardians, like all we know is their leadership is exclusively matriarchal. It seems like they have good figures, but they're covered with like weird alien face paint that makes them look like the founders from Deep Space Nine. They sort of recycled that look to a degree. What are you going to do? You've met hundreds of races in Voyager. Voyager was a makeup problem they could never overcome. I mean, starting with Neelix and extending to the Kazon throughout the entire series. Even Voyager Borg are kind of bad.
Well, most of them were models. Because still, they knew they needed some background actors to spend a bunch of time in makeup. So they just went to a local agency, and if we're going to put a bunch of people in this, we may as well have hot women there. We might trick some of them into going out with us.
Hey, would you like to come back on the show and reprise your role as a board drone? Fucking no. Well, the good news is you're hot, so you can come back as a Starfleet like Vulcan. What do you think of that? I'm listening. Yeah, I mean, the Borg on Voyager weren't so great. We had all sorts of problems on Voyager with, like, the Borg don't negotiate. Then they meet Janeway. I mean, I don't know. The Delta Quadrant Borg, I just think, like, you know, when Star Trek was sending us their Borg at the end there, they weren't sending their best anymore. They weren't sending the Borg Queen. They weren't sending Locutus. They were sending Seven of Nine. They're not even sending Hugh. You know, they were negotiators. They were losers who lost to Species 90210, and some, I'm sure, were very good people, but they just weren't sending us their best.
They didn't send Borg Queen Elizabeth. They sent Borg
Princess
Queen Latifah.
Well, you know, I one of these days I do have to watch that Queen Latifah Equalizer show. We all have to watch like we have to watch like one episode just to get like an idea of how insane television can be, and then like maybe we'll be like, I'm longing for the wholesome goodness of Alex Kurtzman. And by the way, a lot of stuff that Kurtzman tries to pull in this show happens in our other show that we watch, Landman, where people have like that interplay dialogue and everyone's got mixed allegiances. But at the same time, on that show, it works. It's so weird how the Landman ideas, like people aren't being honest, people have secrets, people have their own agenda, people aren't being upfront. Like, that's everything that Alex Kurtzman does, but like they don't walk in and say their backstory, their name, and have an edgy tale about like gouging out an eye. It's weird how it's like the same ideas. that too. Well, she eats the eyes. I'm assuming they're vegetarian eyes. She only eats the eyes of vegetarians.
Yum yum.
Oh God! All right, so I got that one. Yeah. So here we go. I put in the most bizarre line in all of Star Trek to start it. Here we go.
Incoming transmission.
Not that one. I forgot to put it in there. It's previously on Enterprise, which is just always weird to hear for a Star Trek show, guys. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the conspiracy up front from our Time Guardians. I don't know. We'll watch this and then we'll comment on their environment. I got thoughts.
Incoming transmission.
Timelines are sensitive. They're prone to temporary fluctuation.
This is no fluctuation. This is a trajectory away from our desired outcome. See that you take definitive actions to correct this. The weapon must be launched. Earth must be destroyed.
So that's our opening stinger, and I got in almost all the dialogue. It's a little bit longer, but like they talk at length about like, okay, we see different strands of timelines, and like some of these timelines just can't happen anymore, and a couple of these ones that we really hate are becoming more likely. But you know, like our timeline still got a shot. You know, like it's not going to be the way we thought it would be. It's going to be timeline, you know, A prime. We're gonna have to change it to like, you know, like prime line A prime. Point 2, but we're still on track to destroy the Earth and turn the Expanse into another dimension.
Admiral Teag, part of what I found this episode to not like is this whole idea of time travel as drawn out by Enterprise. And I think they want you to believe that these aliens are still using the same idea of alternate timelines, just like we had in Voyager with Red Foreman in his ship. With Chipotle doing all the recalculations on all the timelines and all the strands would move around. I think that's what they want us to do. But part of this issue that I have with this whole thing is, are they isolated from time? Are they out in like non-time? Why do they wait for things to happen? Why don't they intervene earlier?
There's no headcanon strong enough to raise the fan theory on your idea. You're right. Like when Daniels appeared in Azadi Prime and said to him, it's like, well, why don't you just fix it? And like Daniels is like, it takes a while for things to ripple through the timeline. And I'm like, so stop off 200 years ago and see what the fuck happened. But I guess what he means is there's a million possibilities until it gets to him. But
Well,
that's not good
who
enough
cares?
to be a fan theory. That's only
cares
headcanon.
Why does it take time to have time change?
And why not stop off on your way back? Daniels has extremely precise control. He can rewind, fast forward, stop, go back faster than anyone else. He's got extremely precise time travel control, and why not stop off? And man, we got a bunch of comments.
Why
Let me
don't
say hi to
they
everybody.
Why don't they go back an extra 500 years in the past and start the spheres then? There's no headcanon that can fix this plot.
There's headcanon, but it cannot rise to fan theory. Let me just take a moment here while we consider and get ready to go for the rest of our essay. I want to say hi to RTNZ, John the Beagle Dad. I want to say hello to Buddy Hepburn, Gavin Blackburn, everybody who was over with me at the watch party before. RR is here. Good to see RTNZ. We've got Kimberly Ann Knight, 2025. Hello, Kimberly Ann. Hello, JJJ Jr. JJJ Jr. Wait, J. Jonah Jameson Jr. is an astronaut who brings Venom back to Earth. Sir, if you have Venom, you need to put it in a place where it can be sonically blasted until we can get Spider-Man there. We know Canadian Spider-Man, but unfortunately he's too far away, and we don't want to call Canadian Miles Morales. So I'm in Queens. I'm gonna get on the phone, and I'm gonna call American Spider-Man, who happens to be Queen's Spider-Man too. It works out good that way. So JJJ Jr., good to see you. We got Sean and JT here and in the chat. We got Jerm here and in the chat. We have the Phantom Outsider and the Phantom Boomer, both. Good to see both of you. And we got James Caserta. Good to see James. So many of you here. Stephen M. Cal-L64, thank you for being here. It's so good to see all of you. I'm looking to see if I missed any names. Lombardi 1969, sir. Oh, we will not be seeing the Lombardi this year. The Jets are going to be 0-5 tomorrow, I believe, unless it's their week off. God. Oh, how horrible. We'll talk about that with DJ Play Nice.
They'll still lose on the bye week.
The Lions found a way to lose on their bye week, usually by somebody getting arrested for, drugs or something. I'm
nobody.
Not even kidding.
How do they get drugs in a place like
Rogers,
Detroit?
Yeah. Charles
How could they ever get drugs in a
yeah.
My favorite evil football player aside from O.J. Simpson is Ray Caruth. DJ Poydice, hello. But what he said, he strongly maintained his innocence. It's good to see the dead man. Hi, buddy. We've got Kal-El. I said hello to you, sir. It's great to see everybody. Sirs and madams, we have a really good episode of Star Trek tonight. Buddy is swinging the mighty wrench for us. I want to see if I missed anybody. I said Orville Nation's here. Hello, Orville Nation. It's good to see you.
Hey, Orville.
And wow, the dead man, thank you for this $4.99 chat. All these young people talking about ENT in high school makes me feel old. You know what? It should make you feel hopeful because right now, first of all, we don't have high hopes that we'll get any personal interaction, but it's possible that because JT Kirk has reached out down to the surface of the planet, not far from Admiral Teague's lair, where earlier today, Mark D. with the C went to the Comic-Con, and there were dueling Star Trek panels, or actually one panel with two panelists, one advocating for Trek United, one advocating for Star Trek Legacy by Alex Kurtzman. I'm pretty sure that Jerry Ryan did fairly well as far as people wanting her autograph because you want to see her up close. But I have a funny feeling that the person who got the biggest love from the crowd was Bakula, because he can save Star Trek. He can give us some quality Star Trek to help us. It doesn't have to be the most action-packed or awesome, as long as it's high quality and it makes sense and it's enjoyable. Just anything. At a French restaurant, they give you sherbet. It's not everyone's favorite ice cream, but it cleanses your palate for the next meal. I would just be so happy with a Trek United movie, and all signs are pointing towards positives if that gets made. So I'm really happy to see it. So Kimberly Ann, RR, Phantoms, JT, Stephen Ebb, everybody, hold on. Hold on to your hats. And hello, Rebel Rose is Rachel Piercy Art. She's really cool. I met her the other day. She's friends with my pal Inside Man. Did I miss Inside Man in the chat? Is he here too? It's only like 9:30 in the morning in England on metric time, so he might not be here. But I had a blast with Rebel Rose, Rachel Piercy the other day, and if I have time, I'll be with them on Tuesday. I've got this show's got it covered. We got Sean for the American audience, and I just go hang out with all the Brits because I've learned how to speak English. I can understand them now. But I want to thank the Dead Bad so much, and thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. And with that, let me just clear off the screen, and we'll get the video essay going a little further. But go ahead.
Just
sure.
one more thing about that. One, that little meeting reminds me so much of a Hillary victory party in 2016. There's a lot of estrogen banting about that. Where did things go wrong?
We're talking about the we're talking about our guardians here, our time guardians. And we said this right before the show. Guys, you couldn't do this today. We've seen a few time guardians, but mostly we see a woman. The only time guardian we've seen who isn't a woman is a criminal. Or what we speculate he was lying and he was a scientist. But whatever, he was on a fatal mission. Maybe he was. The show's disposition seems to be that he was, in fact, a criminal or a test subject. But they're all female. They're all evil. It's exactly like Starfleet, except on purpose. I want to know what you guys think of these 3-4 female muses or reverse muses, whatever they are. They're reverse muses. It's an evil coven of witches. It's something that you never said. Have you ever heard the tale of an evil coven of witches? I hadn't thought so. It's not a tale Dave Filoni would tell. Oh, wait, Dave Filoni only talks about witches.
It's interesting that you call them muses, Teag, because I think the series might have been more mysterious and better if they made it almost like a Shakespearean muse.
They're not doing the fair is foul, foul is fair witches thing. Yeah, they're like one of them is like, yeah, they're not doing they're not doing like classic occultism, although there is an occult element to the Guardians. Anybody want to talk about that? Because I feel this episode has like mild occult overtones, at least sci-fi occultism. You know, like there's a belief system that the Xindi have. Apparently there's no Xindi jail because you can just like gut someone like a freaking fish and you can still hold on to your government job. So parallels to our modern audience, I guess. I don't know. They saw Murder at 1600 and they thought it would be pretty good, but their environment is just like this area of like, you know, this cloudy. Does anyone, dare I say, doesn't this remind you of like Between Leaps and Quantum Leap where he's stuck in the ether?
Yeah.
A bit. They just didn't want to define their home dimension.
I think they should hang out with John Delancey here. That would be kind of cool.
To point of fact, they're not time travelers. They're basically good prognosticators. They saw their defeat in the future, and this is their attempt to jump back in time and subvert what was going to happen to them.
I'm laughing at what Stephen M. Kal-El put.
What did Kal-El say? Sean, could you highlight that for me? I like got both my hands.
The power of two. The power of failure.
That's funny. And wow, 14 is more than we ever could have hoped for. Could you help us polarize the whole? We talked about it a little bit, but every real like and every real piece of engagement, and especially if you could tweet out that we're live, like that counts as like YouTube hype, I think. I still haven't caught up on what hype is. And I can only hope to improve my hype score unless like 16 is as high as you could go. Then I'm looking to maintain it. But you know what, you guys, thank you so much for all you do to keep the message alive.
So putting on my conspiracy hat for a moment, I don't think we see any transparency on what all the hype is about. So
Don't believe the hype.
Maybe a company, yeah, maybe a company or a corporation could get extra hype or a little bit of support to YouTube. Now, I would never suggest such a thing. It's really happening, but a way to extract money from these companies.
Maybe there's also some weird alternate thing called linear streaming where you get like some sort of like rubies and like other weird like prizes. I will not look into it right now. I don't really care, but you know what? Let's go. Like here we have like I think Germ nailed something that we forgot to say is that yeah, they're not time travelers. Oh hey, RRTNZ. What's missing from Star Trek is sea shanties. Songs, every series needs one. TNG at least had Heart of Oak and The Minstrel Boy. DS9 had Vic Fontaine crooning. What would suit Enterprise? Sean wrote it already for Doomcock.
Which
for
one?
the other Enterprise? Enterprise. Didn't you help
the Wellerman? That was
Wellerman?
that was about Star Trek 2. I just followed the plot.
Oh, you know what though? I mean, soon may the NXL1 come. I don't know. Like, what is this? I mean, I honestly, the song for Star Trek is like, it would be like it's been a long time, lads, getting from there to here. Arg! I mean, like, I don't know what else to tell you. That's their song. And by the way, in the Admiral Teag like novel that I'm writing for fun, that's like the protest song. It's the forbidden former anthem of the Federation, which is now run by women.
So was Faith of the Heart not count then? I mean, that
Faith
is
of the Heart should. It's not really a sea shanty, but they do show a lot of nautical images while we see the beginning of it. I don't, that stupid decision. I wish they would have found a way to work the song into the show at the end or something to keep people interested. Maybe Archer's theme should have started it, because this show comes so close to working. I used to want to blame them more, but seeing the quality of the episodes, problems like JT was having, like Detroit has a lot of fucking people in it. They watch TV. Detroit is one of the only majority black cities in the United States of America. During the 1990s, the black population of the United States consumed 3 times more television than white people. White people played like tiddlywinks and so yeah. White people did boring stuff. Black people watched did TV. Hey, Radioactive. Good
I did
to
not
see
know
you.
that.
Yeah, I don't know if that stat is still true, but during the 90s, like the average African American household consumed a lot more like television than the average white household. I don't know why.
I think most TV these days is watched by people that are over 60. Just from all the pharmaceutical commercials, you can kind of tell who's watching.
The average person watching TV is the same one.
That's just the most profitable commercial.
Physical newspaper.
I watched the commercials, and like the thing was, my doctor's like, "Good news, your Willie's going to be fine." I'm like, "Well, that's good to know." And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm going to give you the Willie Health, the penis health drug anyway." I'm like, "What the deployment pills?" He's like, "Haha, no, sir. I saw the way you looked at the nurse, and really, like, you're gonna have to stop looking at her like that." No, I'm gonna give you this stuff that's gonna keep you from getting like scrot cancer, but also the thing is, it's gonna grow your hair back, so you're gonna love that. Consider that a little bonus, sir. And I was like, "Wow."
Hair
and
where is the question?
It's growing it back on the top. It's kind of growing back in on the top of my head.
Well, that's a miracle, because that's usually the last place. Pills
It's the most sensitive. It's the first place to go bald, but like if you use Rogaine, right? It keeps the hair alive, and then the penis health pills thicken it. But you know what? We're that's the rumor. we're getting off topic here. Like
I would
what can I tell you?
Wax.
This sounds
we don't want to know where.
Like you're in the dark ages. Hashtag McCoy.
I just figured out everybody in Hollywood can't have perfect hair. It's like I found out I was like, wait a minute, this stuff will really grow my hair back. My doctor's like, you get that PRP shit, you'll grow it right back. I'm like, what's that? He's like, you'll love it. Anyway, get out of here. And back to this, like this chick actually, if we took the crazy makeup off her and stopped her looking like Odo, she's got a okay figure. I mean, I like the Time Guardian chick's outfits. It's a cool
Yeah, she
costume.
got a nice tailor.
Yeah.
Garrett
her
really
outfits
worked
is good.
hard on that. Yeah.
Also, I would say this, Germ's point is right. They're really good time prognosticators. They are not time travelers. They can only project back in time. They're time communicators. The only time travelers in this show are Archer and Daniels, because Daniels grabs Archer. And I guess T'Pol. T'Pol gets sucked into one of the time travel episodes. But the only true time travelers is Daniels.
Really too tough to say, well, why didn't they just keep going back and back and just give the technology and information to the people who built the spheres from their back in the past and like just force it even earlier? These things
I got to agree with this one.
So damn long, right?
Let's get the chats up on screen with the tradition with the new chat crawl so that we have a little more room. And your chats will start to appear. But you guys are making some great points out there in the chat, and we have a whole lot of video ahead of us. We're going to try to get this one in under 3 hours tonight, even though who knows what's going to happen. But let's give it a shot.
I only need 5 minutes. Wait, what are we talking about?
This actual episode we could probably sum up pretty quickly, but there are extremely strong performances.
Never mind.
We could do a thumbnail on anything, but this episode, I do think they knew that they were like, we're paying off our plot. We need a big space battle. We need intrigue. We need payoff, and we need a noble sacrifice. These are like kind of like checkbox ingredients to a degree, but I think that they mixed them all together fairly well in this episode.
It says
Radioactive.
Enterprise, not Engel's prize. Interesting.
Right. Oh, God, I watched Soviet Star Trek today. That was hilarious. RRTNZ says Hogwarts trailer dropped 6 hours ago. Feel free to give it a thumbs down. That bad. Harry Potter's after my time, so I could give a shit about it. But
is he talking about the Academy trailer that came out?
Oh, no. Oh, that's what Star Trek Hogwarts. Oh.
Yeah,
all right. We will deploy the Cosme at the end of the show. At the end of the show, we might just deploy the Cosme to watch that. That is Star Trek news. We might be bound by that one. All right, we better get going on this review then.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. It looks horrible.
Well, I think the hybrid aliens are an excuse to have really low effort aliens, right? And almost no makeup. Isn't that what it is? Only the they them Hadar is a high effort alien. I don't know why that one hasn't caught on. You said it on that show, and it's. I would think that they only say that by now. Is there like a YouTube policy keeping people from wanting to say that, or it just hasn't caught fire yet? Because quite honestly, that's one of the funniest, most viral things I've heard about that show. Is it that the show is just so dead?
Yeah, this Academy thing, man, it looks like they checked all the boxes they're supposed to check except for interesting.
Trauma, women in charge, men are evil.
California style dial-up children.
Yep.
By the way, did anyone see the new terms of service thing about how cursing and blood are going to affect YouTube now? They kept they struck too many gamers wrongly who were huge for playing like Doom and stuff like that. So they have new rules about profanity, and they started it by saying, "Guess what? You can say fuck now." That's how serious they were about it. They say, but I don't believe them. All right, so here's our logo. It's pretty good. I made it myself.
But I'm still experiencing frequent.
Oh, Tucker Smallwood.
We want to stop right here to acknowledge that Tucker Smallwood is in the episode. And Scott McDonald is an actor who I have a problem with because of where his name appeared right there. But let's take a moment to appreciate the credit sequence. They really, it's the agony and the ecstasy because we get Tucker Smallwood. And of course, I've zoomed in on his name. Now we get this from Trip. He says this to Paul. Is she just like a goat when she needs to have it? Like she's like, I thought Vulcans didn't get headaches. Is that because she's just like he's got calluses on the outside of his thighs from her now? Has she just been throwing them around with her super strength, right? Or are they constitutionally just unable to get headaches because they're too tough?
I don't know.
Trip does mention that, and Phlox doesn't shoot it down, and neither does she. I just hope that this name is like, you know, an appellation that goes back to like when he used to sell, when his ancestors sold short batches of, gee, what do the British call bundles of sticks? When this guy sold a bunch of Scotty R37s to people and there weren't as many logs in the pile as there were supposed to be. By the way, I'll answer that question again. How much cocaine can Teag do? Well, considering I have a job, but more than you, we'll ever be able to find out without your mom leaving her credit card laying around. So maybe you should shut the fuck up about that. So the great Tucker Smallwood. Anyone want to admire this man's fantastic name?
I think we've made all the jokes.
Does anyone want to get mad at Scott McDonald then? I mean, this is just, I would be proud to have my name on an episode of Enterprise. This is the only way I would ever say sirs. Could you have put me up in the upper left corner? I mean, did you have to put my name there, sirs? Anyone want to talk about the positioning of Scott McDonald's name before we move on? I think it's a travesty, and I like her outfit. They've got something going on with this one.
Well, it's a guaranteed place where you're going to read the name.
Now, I wonder if 40, there are some people I wonder, I think that the word Donald being where it is, Serge, what do you think of it?
That was so controversial. Sir.
Oh, don't think they heard
Sir,
you.
that was so controversial. Sir.
Would you hit that, Mr. 47?
Sir. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
No, I think people very much care. Okay, so T'Pol can't get a headache. She is free of Trellium. And the little conversation there between Phlox and Trip was that Trip's feeling irritated, his back hurts, his muscles are aching, but he's working like 21 and a half hours a day. He goes to his cabin to take a leak and sleep for like 62 minutes or something like that. Like how short-shifted is he on the sleep? I don't even know if I'd leave him in command of the ship. I might have swapped Reed for command, but I guess he's mission critical on the Sphere mission. So T'Pol's messed up from the Expanse. Maybe she really does have a headache. And all right, Jerb, it's you and me for a little while. So T'Pol is showing Degra the Sphere, and we're going to get a little bit of information. And she gives us some info.
This section houses the redundant memory core.
Now, the memory core seems to be a little bit too full of memory. There's more stuff in there than just about how the sphere needs to work to change that expanse of space into another dimension. It seems to be like there's also the entire history of the sphere builders race. Like, what is it with that?
Yeah, it seems like a little much.
Why would that memory core change anything? They've already seen some of the tech. They've already why? What's the excuse of them not looking into the spheres? And how does Xindi have this other planet with a 4,000-year-old temple on it? We'll ask that one when we get there. But thoughts on the memory core, Germ?
I think it's just a bit of a MacGuffin to write out the spheres. They need a way for Enterprise to set everything back to zero. So, just one of the spheres has everything you need to know to completely foil the bad guys' plots and get rid of the weapon.
Turns out everything from ancient sphere builder Rome till now is written down in great detail in the memory core just to generate the sphere's power. Don't ask me why. It's even more proof. Maybe it's otherworldly or extra dimensional power. I don't know. They don't say anything. They leave it alone just enough. And let's see. Yeah, it is perfect placement if you're the actor, but not if you're Admiral Teague. I mean, the only thing I didn't even like those juicy couture sweatpants women were wearing back in the day.
I did 6 months on the Genesis loop.
So we've recruited a Mako for this mission. Should we have given him a red shirt, Germ?
That would have helped, but I believe everyone understood why he was going on the mission.
I messed that up. I wanted to show everyone this. I think that when we do see the Mako, I think it's a very artful shot. I preserved as much of it as I could. So here's our Tucker Smallwood joke. Here's Scott McDonald's name in a bad place. Trips being told that, everyone's under stress.
This section houses the redundant
Our little memory core thing here.
Navy suit. I did 6 months on the Genesis loop.
They had to build a track around him to keep that camera moving, or they had to have someone with a really good gyro cam hand. That Steadicam was done really well. I thought it was a really good artful shot. This entire episode plays with light and shadow a lot, doesn't it?
Sometimes, but they're pretty subtle about it. It's just today they don't. They go completely the opposite way, so it's more noticeable now.
They seem to be doing a lot to keep the episode artful. Like, this to them was an extremely important episode, and I think this is some pretty good CGI. Have we ever seen this before? This isn't retest, is it?
It's not too late.
No, that's a unique one.
What do you want?
That we'll show it to you guys again. The shuttlecraft dropping out of the bottom of the NX is some really cool CGI that put a lot of money into it. It looks fantastic. It drops down and bottoms out for a moment, and then it kind of gains attitude control. It's got this convincing little jiggle at the bottom of its drop, if I remember correctly, that sort of sells it as it's not the NX and it's not even like the Galileo. Look, watch, here it goes. Oh no!
Yeah, that's more. They've had that show before.
Sorry, Jerm. It sounds like you got the mic turned around for a minute there. You were underwater.
Usually they're looking. They've had that shot before, but not from that angle. Usually it's coming from either behind it or from the side, not from basically right dead ahead.
I think what you're trying to say is we've seen launch before, but this is a new launch.
Yeah, it's a new launch from a new angle.
Gotcha. Okay, I think you're right. Hopefully we'll see it again as a good one. So now the Time Guardians, they got to get their 2 cents in here and talk to to Degra. They make a personal appeal to Degra. Here's the shot again with the Mako where he's taking this mission to go help them be security on this sphere exploration mission.
It's not too late.
What do you want?
You've turned away from us.
So that's the discussion. The sphere builder, the time caller. She can project her image back in time, but she's not there. She's a hologram when she's back in time, I guess. She's trying to reason with Degra and get him to do something. Why didn't she go back to yesterday and kidnap his family?
She can't. She has no time travel ability.
Why didn't she call yesterday and have the reptilians kidnap his family?
Again, no time travel. They can't call through time. They basically just have a very, very nice crystal ball.
She's calling them through time, though.
No, they're in a different dimension.
Oh, so they're getting the information relayed to them through this crystal ball. They are in our present. They want the favorable outcome to the future.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you figure that out?
I don't know. It's just always obvious to me.
Guys, my co-hosts are smarter than me. That's why they're here. If you're smarter than me, you have a shot to be on this show. That's why the Dead Man's going to be on soon.
Yeah.
We'll find a way. I've seen Starship Exeter. It looks great. The acting's only all right. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's an easy mistake to make if you confuse them with the time travelers that we had earlier in the series.
We are making a time travel mess here. Yeah, you're right. Dead Man caught the contextual clues. I thought that they were from the future, holographing themselves into the past. But yeah, it's easy to conflate it with the shadowy guy who might just be an angry future Romulan. Like, we just don't know. But there's Degra's ship. I think it says a lot that the ships that the Xindi use are smaller and more powerful than the ships used by the Federation, with the exception of the reptilian ships. I don't know what the design language choice is. Any thoughts on that? Degra's ship can beat the fuck out of a reptilian ship, too. He destroyed one a couple weeks ago.
I think that may have been because they didn't have their defenses up.
And he knew exactly where to hit him with a surgical strike because he designed their power system.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I made a really good essay this week.
The sphere builders have lied to the Xindi.
We have the evidence to back it up.
So that's speaking to the memory core of the sphere and the evidence they have to back up that the Xindi have been lied to by the sphere builders, who have been just kind of concealing their real agenda. They want to turn the Delphic Expanse into another dimension which is compatible for them. The weakness of this story could also possibly be considered the beauty of this story. Germ, what do you think? Here with this one, we have enough backstory, an absence of, is the absence of the backstory of why they need to leave their dimension enough?
Yeah, I don't think it's really important why they're trying to get here. It's just that they're trying to get here.
Was it like we have a choice? We could explain 5 species of Xindi, or we could throw the freaking sphere builders into the mix too, or they could just be mysterious dicks. We're doing enough explaining. That might be it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a question that doesn't need an answer.
Also, world building for the Xindi happens late in the arc. It's not possible to do it any other way. This is a Star Blazers-like arc. The only thing they could have done, and this might have saved them a lot of money, do you think an opportunity was missed to step away from, except for an opening and closing segment with the Enterprise crew where we went back to the Xindi again for a whole middle of a segment to get what's going on with them so we could understand them? Or were they afraid of boring and disengaging the audience to hell?
Yeah, I think if they went more into the backstory of the Xindi, they would have gotten a lot of drop off, and they weren't willing to accept that.
Would it have helped their overall story, you think?
To a point, but I still think, even as dry as some of the standalone episodes for this season were, they did better than the episodes that would have been made if you were focusing on Xindi backstory.
You're probably right, and we'll find out more about that one. But just to recap, if you're just getting here, we found out that there is a memory core inside of these spheres. They're going to send a red shirt Reed to Paul and Mr. Prideweather to go get it. And this is scaled to everyone's acting ability except the red shirt, who's a better actor than Prideweather. Mr. Prideweather, he reads the computer screen and he does what Sigourney Weaver does in Galaxy Quest. Germ, what do you think? Pretty decent use of the skill level of the actors. Like, you're not going to kill your hot chick. You know, Reed is Reed. We know this red shirt's not going to make it. He was a pretty good actor, though, and he dies a pretty epic red shirt death. I can't think of a better one. What did you think of what we're going to do with this? There's a side quest inside of this episode, but I would say this is the first time in a couple episodes E Squared really didn't have a B plot, did it?
No, not really.
That whole thing was a Z plot. The entire... God, I fucking hated that one.
Where are you on this particular episode? And just to get your thought, I wrote this one down. There's a memory core inside of the... there's a redundant memory core inside the spheres. Or maybe it's just this sphere. This could be like a transformer sphere. We don't fucking know. It could be a master sphere. It could be whatever. So the thing that Germ and I were saying is, what's so great about this sphere, like memory core, that they have to get it to the Xindi to make it be extra proof? Because we already have some of their tech. We have like a 3D cadaver that we can show them. We from the sphere builders. We have sphere builder tech. We have sphere builder other stuff. So like what we're wondering is in their memory core, they're like, we want to build the best memory core to help rebuild the expanse into a new dimension we can. So we'd better put our entire belief system, our Bibles, our laws, and all of our languages into it too, just to be certain. I mean, what's so special about this memory core?
Maybe it just had blueprints on what it does. Like whatever, however it works.
Itself if damaged or something.
Yeah,
how it's actually changing the space.
Yeah, I mean, because if they can, exactly. If they can prove what it's doing to the surrounding space, and then prove that the Guardians made them, then obviously it kind of exposes their intentions.
Did anyone else laugh when they said we call them Guardians? Only on this channel. So anyway, to Paul's.
As in a Navy suit.
Your explanation is the best one yet. You have one that's flirting with fan theory, but there's really only headcanon for the memory core.
Yeah.
Also,
it's a MacGuffin. It's just a little MacGuffin. Is got to get to it to move on.
Yeah, we need one more piece of evidence to convince the Xindi Council, give these people a side quest, and give the A plot a rest, because last week it was just one, like we said, their attempt at a B plot was just the A plot, appendix. It was so weird.
Maybe they just had the head Guardian's social media history, and they just showed them how awful she was.
Oh man, you could do that too. We get a new shot of the shuttle dropping out. It's not as great as I thought it was, but it's still much better than modern CGI. Very clear, very believable. Nothing here looks cartoonish or fake to me, honestly. And this tonight brought to you in glorious 1050 by Admiral Teag, or 1080 by Admiral Teag. So, like the usual 720, I threw it out the window for the video essay. I upscaled this entire episode,
Ooh.
so... Yeah,
and once again, we get realistic lighting finally.
Yeah,
we get nice lighting effects, even if it's not a fancy shot. These shadows look real.
And this shuttlecraft looks real, and it looks like it has a fragility to it that the Enterprise itself doesn't possess. The only thing I would say is, did we spare some battle damage to the bottom of the ship in the CGI rendering so that we could use this again in the future? Because this should be all fucked up with holes in it.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point.
I'll forgive it, though. I'll forgive it. This is series TV, and they're on a shoestring.
It's not too late.
Sounds like my ex-wife, right? It's not too late. It's real. It's been over for a long time, baby. You've been deceiving me since day one. You got your own agenda.
She started singing "You Don't Bring Me Flowers."
No, God. I think anything that was had to do with infidelity inspired my wife along that line of thinking, to the point where I was like, well, I've got to make the lifestyle fit the punishment I'm getting anyway. I was perfectly happy, not cheating on my wife, but once she destroyed 3 computers trying to prove that I was, because she wouldn't believe I wasn't, I was like, well, with my new key locked laptop, I'm gonna contact my old girlfriend. Anyway, back to Degra. He's having his moment of doubt and pain with the Guardians.
What do you want? Can I finish? Can I finish, please?
Look who's back.
Hey,
Can
you're
I
back.
finish, please?
Welcome.
Oh no, I had an emergency subspace transmission.
Yeah, no problem. We totally understand. When a lot of people think that we could do the show at a better or more convenient time, if we ever have to stop doing the show live, we'll still be recording it now, because this is the only time that the entire panel has together. If this show ever moves to upload only, there'll be 1 week off, but we won't be off. We'll be doing the next week's upload this week. This is when we can be here, and there's still life, guys. We want to thank
knows
all
my
of you.
job. Unfortunately, for me, the comm badge never turns off.
Hey, when OnlyFans calls, you got to answer.
Of course. They want more feet pics or something. I don't know.
I was going to say he had to scrape Marvin's brains off of the back of John Travolta's car seat, but yeah, that one works too.
No, it was closer, more akin to Captain Riker was in the holodeck again. We need an emergency.
Oh, again?
Sanitary.
Get the mop out. You got to get the mop.
emergency
Yeah.
sanitization.
So it
team.
was
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Well,
Okay.
pretty much.
I can only imagine we're going to find out about that one after the show. So Odo's girlfriend here, she's back. I mean, I don't know what to say about the Spear Builders. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough.
The noses
right?
are different. The noses are almost like the reptilian noses in a way.
They're changed enough, but I
Yeah.
mean, it almost looks like Crichton from Red Dwarf.
I wonder how much time this really took to put on, because it seems like it would take a long time, but maybe not, because I think it's like a head piece, like a latex thing that just goes over their ears and over their hair. It might actually be a big shortcut to do a lot of that. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't know, but it is a very odd alien at the end of the day.
And the dead man's a little ahead of us on this one. The lizard people, he's prognosticating, and I think he's right. They already just don't, like, in his opinion, have any faith in the Sphere Builders. They just like the idea of going out and killing some people. They're just a bunch of crazy ass fucking lizard men who like war, and they're going to destroy the Earth because that's a fun thing to do. And the Sphere Builders will give them power. And if this new area becomes uninhabited, let the more sentimental species have it. There's like a totally great desert world for them somewhere.
Well,
and
what is odd is that they call themselves the Guardians, but they do the I guess the expansionist policy of reconfiguring space, which is very anti-Guardians.
They're off the reservation
Very,
on that
yeah.
one. Yeah, and they're looking to try to get Archer's last stand, so to speak.
Yep.
So here we go.
I also wanted to mention, I thought it was really cool from a visual aspect, something that your mind kind of fills in that you might not consciously be aware of. Pause it right there. Degra's ship, when you were talking about, the choices on who's made and what and how they made these decisions, I thought it was very nice that they made Degra's ship with blue nacelles. Why? Because the Federation uses blue nacelles. No one else really does, unless they're a more friendly alien species. And so the fact that they want Degra to be the one that kind of bridges the gap between the Xindi and the humans with Archer, but just a nice little touch that they did there.
That is a good point. Yeah, if you're a good guy, usually you have like the lighter colored nacelles. If you're a real piece of garbage, you have green nacelles.
Yeah, green is not trustworthy for most people, right? Or it's envious.
Look at, you know what? This and a scene later on in the episode, and I would ask everybody on the panel to react to this one. I had an emotional response to seeing our ship that's taken us on these great adventures for 2.5 seasons, 2 3/4 seasons. I had an emotional reaction seeing our ship fucked up. I was a little bit mad. I was a little bit feeling like Trip, and I was like, you know what, Elizabeth? We're going to avenge you. The people who messed up our Enterprise and killed some of our crewmen, like a lot of these Xindi bug people and these Xindi fucking reptilians, they're not cool guys. They're bad hombres. Anybody? How'd you feel seeing a messed up Enterprise?
It sucks.
It's really beat up. It's
Especially
beyond Wrath of Khan.
The way the cliffhanger is at the end of it is just tumbling in space, and you saw 3 people just get blown out.
Grimlon.
Oh, you're talking about a couple of episodes back when we had the Battle of Azadi Prime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, the ship seems like it's got like some renewed vigor, though, as it's trailing the Xindi weapon at the end. It's like maneuvering They tried to do this in Picard 3, but it happens in a believable way in this one. The way the NX-01 is behind it, and it's like maneuvering almost like dog fighting with it. It's like launching photons and firing its phasers over and over at the fucking Xindi weapon. It's ignoring all other... It fends off a couple of reptilian ships on the way, but it's trying to fuck up that Xindi weapon.
Well, in Admiral, like you've said in the past, the ship is a character in Star Trek. At least it's supposed to be.
In this show and TOS, they don't stick the landing in any other episode, any other show.
Well,
maybe Deep Space Nine, honestly.
I would say Voyager. The ship was kind of Never mind. It's not flattering on Catherine Janeway anyway. But here the ship is just as
What are you
beat up.
saying about Catherine Janeway?
This ship here is beat up and
Are
rugged
you
and
saying
taken.
she needs some Andy Dick?
This ship has
She
taken
loves
cuts
the dick.
and bruises, and it's taken a beating, just like the rest of the crew. And
We've
so
lost 22 crew and counting.
yeah, and it's like it's poetry. It rhymes.
It comes back to you. And I just think it looks beautiful, the way it's beat up. Sean made me a battle-damaged Constitution class ship, and I can never thank you enough for that one, buddy. But this battle damage on this, like hats off to what they did. Like it gets you. Like, also, this is a painting. Who would not want this on their wall? This is beautiful. This looks beautiful. I miss the beauty of Star Trek. I miss the sense of wonderment of Star Trek. This is routine stuff right here, but nobody forgot about it. It's wondrous. It's beautiful. We have people in these powerful ships in space, and they look believable. Like, I buy right into it, unlike the murky scavenger ship that J.D. Vance commands in Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
The sphere builders have...
That was a nice cut, by the way. The new Enterprise to the wall of the older Enterprises. I tried to preserve that. I thought it was a really nice. This whole episode has really good filming. Filmed really well for 2 days. Great cinematography. Wait, is this the private chat?
Yeah. I wish we could share that.
That's the power of math.
Anyway.
Hold on a second, guys. I gotta just. I'm gonna mute for a minute. Hold on.
Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. As we hear old Patton there. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Well, I wish we could share that, but
this match will not be postponed.
Oh my God! My crew is a bunch of insane people. Let's continue with the video essay.
Bad lads, all.
Degra is having his moment of doubt and pain. This, like I said, the world building at the end. It's like, I don't know, like, if there's a critique to be made here. I like the details we're getting on their belief system, and I don't know how they could have given it to us earlier, unless they made this the worst nightmare ever for JT, a 2-season arc.
Yeah.
First we go to Iskandar, then we go to the Adelphic Expanse. But here we are, Degra. He's like, I can't believe the sphere builders would lie to me. It's like he's lost faith in Krimwan. JD Vance is in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Weren't you on that one? I thought you were on that review. He was king of the garbage people too. It was so bad, that episode.
Lied to the Xindi.
We need those sombreros thrown out onto an episode of Strange New Worlds.
The sombrero meme is very strong with our friend Dave C these days. Where's Dave C?
Back it up. We
Good
call
question.
them the Guardians.
That's my reaction. We call them the Guardians. Kirk, do you have anything to say here? Fair enough. I thought this scene was great.
Oh, this scene is great. We all wanted it. We all
world
wanted
build.
to see this.
It's world. I mean, I would have rather it was to Paul, but we don't get any decon chamber action in this one. But we find out, like, this is how, like, I guess this is his bed. Is this how he sleeps, or is he just chilling? Or
I think he's just chilling. He went for like a makeover.
This is his version of Vader's, like, little.
Don't look
like,
too
hexagon.
closely behind those lights. Like, it definitely just looks like a backstage.
Yeah, I mean, all right, it's slightly flawed, but I'll take it. I mean, I think it's. I love the logic. He's a reptilian. He's a cold-blooded reptile. He's getting like a big dose of sunlight or whatever, some kind of light. Maybe he even needs it for like my lizard when I had one. I still have a lizard, in that way. But when I had a pet lizard, man, like that thing, if it didn't get enough sun, like you had to have a special light. Like you had to have like a plant grow light was the kind of light that it needed, or it would get sick. Like it had to get like nutrients from the sun. So I don't know, giving you suggestive ideas. We just got their belief system from Degra. They kind of like have like a little bit of a cult of personality for the sphere builders. They call them guardians.
Well, you said they were worshipped practically. Yeah.
Practically worshipped. Yeah, that's why I try to call it a cult of personality. I don't know what else to call it.
Is this the episode where he goes into explaining that they're called guardians and like he was raised to practically worship them and they help them find all the good rare minerals and all the oil and all that in their area?
And his favorite story about the guardians is Last of the Mohawklands.
So when he starts telling me all of this, the less and less I believe Archer's persuasiveness and all this quote unquote evidence that he's presented. When you're going up against something that's been more than a generation and had that level of quote unquote assistance, I don't know if these political leaders are going to look at this evidence and just act like a good skeptical scientist and act rationally. I think what would really happen is they would look like politicians and say, oh, no, our numbers are not going to look good if we go up against this really, really popular set of mystical beings that have given us all this stuff.
I'll acknowledge
the super chat
in a minute and sing the song. I want to do the Star Trek part before I forget. Yeah, you are right. It's inculcated. And for those of us in the modern world, this would be, I guess, Sean, Resolute, JT. But you tell me what you think about this one. The revelation that the sphere builders are a bunch of dicks who are out to get us would be like if suddenly on the news tomorrow, like the president was like, we just found out something. Crazy shit, guys. Iran, nicest guys in the world. They're absolutely the best. We'd be like, huh? Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it would be that.
It'd be more along the lines of the Catholic Church being declared evil.
That I would point out that in 1923 we saw a whole bunch of people do that.
I'm trying. Yeah, you see, this is so hard.
That's a matter of opinion.
Of another analog, right? It's so tough because politicians would never even want to handle this. They'd be like, we don't want anything to do with Archer. It's going to make us look weak if we decide to waste all this money on this Death Star and then not use it.
Use it on the spheres.
Oh, by the way, the people that have helped us, we're not going to do that. Like we're just going to go against them. No, like actual politicians, like are supposed to be sitting on this council, they are going to act far differently.
They did set it up pretty well though when they even admitted the Guardians admitted that they sent the reptilians back in time without them knowing. That kind of, I think they build up the doubt slowly enough to where it's a little believable. You know, they got all the evidence, and then the sphere builders admit, yeah, we sent them back through time. Oh, and then well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, you know what? That's a hole in what we said before. The sphere builders can travel time a little bit. They can give you some time travel tech a little bit. You can go back about 200 years, which which brings into motion. Are they somewhat in the future, but not as far ahead as Daniels? But I gotta try to sing RRTNZ Super Chat, or it's the $5 New Zealand Super Chat. Thank you, RRTNZ, so much. Say, oh, Degra, Degra, Degra on the stove and put that boil an eggra. Who wants a beer? Let's tap a kegra. A pirate with a wooden legra. I almost got it. It was like, oh, Degra, oh, Degra, you shouldn't have built that Death Star. And you're going to pay the ultimate price, oh, Degra. All right. You know what? We're gonna. Yeah, I don't know. These are not Landman-like Guardians, but like, yeah, they're doing like, it's not an expo dump. It's really, they're so much better than modern writers. But is it a little late in the day to get everything about the Xindi, or do we need to believe in them now so that they're real foes?
It's getting tedious. The more this goes on, it just gets tedious. By the time I get to the
stuff they told us was interesting. Yeah, the stupidly named episode, The Countdown. About what happens after the launch.
Sorry, just answering Buddy here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be off of the Countdown to Armageddon.
Isn't that Countdown to Armageddon? Whose book is that?
I don't know. I do.
Isn't that a Scientology story?
Oh, don't say that word on stream. You'll get
that's worse than the goof or anything else you can say.
Isn't that Hibbardism? How's that?
Hey, these guys are as litigious as Disney, so I wouldn't get anything close to it.
Slander's the hardest thing to prove. YouTube will fight them for me on that one. If everybody they went after, there are like whole stations that do nothing but that. One slip up, big deal. You know what? They should have called. Oh yeah, maybe it is about like the final countdown. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now it clicks in my head. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Brain.
We've located debris.
So they found this ship that Degra destroyed. I wanted to show as much as I could. How cool is that? The Coalition of the Willing, I guess? What is this?
Sure.
It's Arboreals and Primates and the Enterprise against
he
the
didn't get all the votes at the UN Council.
He's just got the Irish peacekeepers. No, seriously, like, what do we have here? We have a coalition of the Enterprise, so it's Earth, and 3 of 5 Xindi species. We have the Arboreals, the Primates, and the...
You're missing the Aquatics.
The Aquatics. I don't know if maybe we just don't see... They're not pictured in their ship, which we only saw the inside of because they didn't want to design another ship.
Well, the Aquatics have not made up their mind what the hell they're going to do.
The Aquatic ship's a big reveal for next week.
Yeah.
Is that it? I thought the Aquatics had come down on the
week.
side of the other two.
No.
Okay.
No.
So we're still deadlocked and we're infighting. The council's done. The council's over. No one's on it anymore. There is no council. There's just people who still talk to each other and people who don't talk to each other. The Bugmen and the Reptilians, they're talking to each other. And what do you call it? The Arboreals, the Primates, the Aquatics, and the humans. They're getting along real good.
Adjust heading. 026 Mark III.
All right, so they're getting near the sphere. There it is. It looks really cool, and I thought this was a great shot. Look how beautiful space looks,
I don't think you have this captured, but the guy on the Enterprise that is taking the con over for Pride Weather here actually looks more like a real... No, it looks more like a real Star Trek cast member. Like maybe he'd be the better actor.
I didn't
Go back
see
and
it.
look.
Does it look
Go
like
back
someone
and look.
particular?
No, I don't think you have it.
It's not something you got.
Audience.
Because he's only in there for like 5 seconds.
We've located debris.
Oh, what did they put like Tom Paris in one episode?
No, I'm just saying the guy looks more like a helmsman.
I get what you're saying. All right, so we're going to go to the sphere and harvest some of this information. Here's the armada of the Willing. They're getting ready to go at it with the sphere builders. I'm sorry, with the people with the Xindi weapon. Hoshi and Archer are going to go make their bid to the council with Degra. Here's our little mountain. They have their own Dr. Evil lair. like I think it was Deja. I wouldn't have bought anyone as hot as Hoshi. I would have had her on comm and bought like a red shirt with me. But okay, we get to see her more. There's our aquatics. And we have some dialogue here, so I'll take it back just a little bit so you can hear it.
Good luck.
These cloud layers are present throughout the year. It's perfectly concealed.
What for?
When we're done here.
This is not relevant.
You know, you could actually, if you have that that little scene with Linda Park right there holding that translator. Now that it's in 1080p, if you have your own copy of it, you can pause it and zoom in, and it's like readable text.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, if you wanted to nerd out. Yeah, no, Linda Park's awesome, but I'm just saying, like, you can actually zoom in and read what's on the screen. They were smart enough to actually put something in there this time, unlike
they were
TNG
really aware.
Doesn't have their lines.
Doing that. No, it does not have. It does not have her lines. I checked. I was like, oh, I wonder if she's going to read up.
So the UTC stuff has come a lot further than we really were led to believe earlier in the episode, and now we can use our. Yeah, it's not really a good fan theory because she said she had to deal with 67 dialogues of insectoid, but maybe like I'm guessing like the UTC is making it like she's not learning everything. She's learning enough to program the UTC. Is that what's going on here?
I think it's like Google Translate where you can like throw it in there and it says something that might mathematically work, but like no one would ever say it that way.
She's bouncing it through
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And then she's putting it through ChatGPT and checking it with Grok to make sure she's got like the best, most refined answer.
I am trying to save my world. But it's not just Earth that's in danger. Wait!
Booyah.
I had to cut this, but the Bugman did like a little like Spock move on Archer. Watch it when you watch the episode. It kind of puts like this like restraining hold on him. And I guess this makes sense because bugs are supposed to be like super strong. So I guess the Bugman restrained himself. Archer would have looked like a bug on a windshield right now, right?
No
Honestly,
pun intended.
Yeah, well, no pun fully intended. But so the council meeting, basically, it's a meeting of the House of Representatives. It doesn't go very well.
You don't want to know.
By the way, I think Hoshi has said that about 8 times in the series.
You're right.
Yeah, they have to come up with a better non sequitur for her. It's like, he hates you, sir. Although I would say this.
Something about your paternal parentage, or, it's always some silly thing like that.
Too, yeah.
We have heard her say that. Yeah, you know what? I would say this, though. It's better than what they would have given us in modern Star Trek, where they would have derided him to give us something. They would have made sure to give us something because it would have been a chance to deride him. And it was like, he says you can't fight for shit, sir, and you're a pussy. The Bug, am I saying that Archer is in dire straits? He isn't, but yeah,
No,
you know what?
No.
He's
It would have
prioritizing.
It would have had Nuhura say, no, those are not the pronouns we use.
Yeah, they would have scolded him about that, too. It's like, how dare you call him a bug man, Teag? It's like, meanwhile, he's so angry and screams so much, he reminds me of the guy who owns the bodega up the block.
So there's a really suggestive dialogue in there where T'Pol is telling Prideweather to enter the shaft.
Yeah, this is something we found out.
It was a very watch it in that context, and you're like, oh my.
You could get a quick look at this one again. It's their special
Admiral
effect.
Teag, sir, regarding that Enterprise show, what a disaster. If I were in charge, it would have been beautiful, like no Trek anyone has seen before. But
Right,
they just
sir.
couldn't bring themselves to fire that pride weather guy. What a nasty,
sir.
nasty guy.
That's charitable, sir, to gender him correctly, sir. Sir, thank you, sir, for your support. Yeah, I agree. There's like, this is the deal. There's like a cloaked part of the spheres are solid except for one cloaked part you can fly a shuttlecraft straight through. I don't get it. Like, why they had to unscrew the top before. Now they can find that. Like, there are a lot of little conveniences in this episode.
But it's not just Earth that's in danger. Wait!
Good performance by Jonathan, by Archer in this one, honestly.
You don't want to know.
So that's how you break through the. I'll get to the right spot. That's how you break through the sphere barrier. It's just got like a cloaked area where I guess like in case the sphere builders want to like fly their shuttlecraft in there and have a little like adjust the machinery. It didn't make sense. And then of course we got like a little tale about the avians, but I'll see if I can't freeze this. You can see him like penetrating, and here's the avian skull. But like they fly through like a cloaked area on the sphere that gets them inside to mess around and grab this memory core that they have to get to prove somehow that the spheres work. And we find out later it's damaging to the shuttlecraft, conveniently too. But here's the Xindi, the 6th species of Xindi, as if there weren't enough. I guess these guys, like, their niche was filled when Uber took over on their planet because they could fly. I figure they're the livery people of the Xindi. Because how these races didn't wipe each other out is beyond me. The Xindi species all hate each other.
Themselves completely. Right?
I think we find out that the sphere builders kind of helped them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sphere builders give them a little nudge.
Yeah, but I call that all nonsense because look at how many species, well, science claims that prehistoric man killed in like the ice ages and stuff. Like we hunted them all to extinction with
ancient Romans killed all the unicorns.
I think that's been debunked.
You think it has?
There weren't enough people to really affect the populations.
But
I'm insulted, but no, I would like to think that we could have wiped out a bunch of fucking stupid fucking elephants. I don't want that achievement taken away from humanity. No. I am proudly descended from mammoth hunters, and you're not going to turn my fucking ancestor, my distant ancestor, no matter how far back. I may be a human being with 1,000,000 bloody years of history on my hands, mister, and I'm not going to let you wash off one drop. I need my pain. Makes me who I am.
I just see, especially because the level of threat is so much higher than things like the dodo bird or other species that 100 years ago humans drove to extinction, that there's no way that you're going to have 5 sentient species on a planet. I know we've said this in previous weeks, but the more they visit
man,
this
Nelly
dialogue,
Furtado alone could put away a
together.
quarter of a mammoth. Ancient man had to serve ancient women.
Yeah, but I did like this skull. If this is an actual animal, I'd be curious to know. Is it like a giraffe or something in real life?
Anunnaki.
It's
Gesundheit.
Gene Roddenberry's first wife before Majel.
Ooh.
Jeffries, make this into a prop. I have a feeling this has been on the wall of a few Star Trek like huts and in a few native villages.
Oh, I'm sure it was probably on a Hirogen ship in Voyager for sure.
Oh, I was right. That's a giraffe. That is a giraffe.
Oh, it
Desert
is?
Crossing.
Yes.
It is a giraffe.
Yes, I just Googled giraffe skull, and it is 100% that. I thought because, those two tall, whatever you want to call them, is like, yeah, giraffes have those weird things.
By the way,
And
Phantom
yes.
Outsider, I want to just very quickly scoff at the idea that they're bringing back the mammoth. They're bringing back like a 1/3 mammoth, like gigantified elephant. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Couldn't they just get Lizzo?
That's the dire wolf that you're thinking that they're bringing back.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the skull of a giraffe that is supposed to be of an avian. So,
I feel
anyway.
a little bad. I feel a little bad for the African Star Trek fans. Like when Elon saw this, he must have been, oh man, it's just a giraffe. Got one of those in the wall. Oh hey, the dead man. Oh Degra, you were fine, but the lizard people wanted to unalive you. They say we're allowed to say killed and dead, but like I'm not gonna go too crazy with that one. Hey, Peter Vinkman Van Site. Vinkman's girls here. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Deadman. Deadman says, the lizard people, oh, Degra, you were fine, but the lizard people wanted to unalive you. You know what? Degra, like, yeah, he's showing that, I guess, all, like, humanoid primates can get along, and humanoid lizard people just don't. Like, Gorn don't play well with others. Cardassian don't play well with others. These dicks don't play well with others. All the others, Xindi. You know, some of the Xindi are perfectly fine people. I like a lot of the Xindi. Thank you, Deadman.
The avians.
The Council is preparing to betray its own people.
Again, what a beautiful shot.
It is actually what councils usually do.
That's what they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get some comments on this like collection of fleets? By the way, that's Degra's ship. That thing goes up into attack position when he's getting ready to fight. The ship in front of Archers. It might be, maybe it's a primate warship, but like when Degra's ship attacked the reptilian ship last week, that like it had like a dorsal feature that went up. Just like that insectoid shuttle did.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of cool. I always like when ships modify their orientation to go into like an attack mode. I've always liked that with X-Wings and other sci-fi that does that kind of thing. I thought Voyager was kind of lame when they moved the nacelles for environmentalism, but that was lame as hell. But what was that ship they had in Voyager that was on the edge of the Alpha Quadrant that the Doctor was sent over to?
Oh, the Prometheus.
Yeah. When that split up into 3, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, multi-vector attack mode.
Yes. Badass name. So the fact that it works here is pretty cool.
I actually liked Andy Dick in that episode. That was a fun.
I thought he did a good job. You know what? Yeah. That just I will say this. I'm not like the biggest one to preach, but look at Andy Dick. He was able to act and be a little different than his usual self while still preserving the core of what made him funny when he wasn't doing a whole lot of drugs all the time. And within like 4 or 5 years, he's a useless fucking idiot, and he hasn't made money in like 25 years. It's like literally 30 years ago, Andy Dick had the world at his feet, and for the last 25, he's been spiting himself like a fucking idiot.
But this is cool because it's also showing a Starfleet, right? People working together.
We have teamwork, trust, and contact between new civilizations and species that didn't have it before. And yeah, this is what Star Trek's all about. And they're building their Federation coalition.
Yeah.
Yes. This will be very helpful.
So that's some more of their evidence. That's what gets them, like, scores them their first win with the Council, where they're like, all right, so you found the sphere builder. That's not telling us everything we need to know, but it gets a little further. It goes a little further. Then Mr. Tucker and Degra have to work together because Degra knows power systems really well, and so he has to work with Tucker. Tucker's still fucked up about Elizabeth, and Degra gets away with doing something that doesn't happen in the real world. He puts hands on Florida Man, and he doesn't lose all his teeth. Here it goes.
Will be very helpful.
I can't change what happened to your sister.
That was an extremely important moment in both of their stories. This was an extremely important moment. I thought it was really well acted by both, and I thought that Connor Trinneer did a really good job of showing the first hints of softening here, because he doesn't just say, "All right, you're okay." He's like, "Let's just get this done." Comments on Degra is just like, "Look, I fucked up." He's got the blood of 7 million on his hands. He's a terrible, terrible guy, but he knows he's wrong now.
He has a part in it.
Right. He wasn't a shot caller on this one, but he's basically Albert Speer. He's like the guy who made the armaments for the bad guys and then said he was sorry. And he's trying to make up for it, but Trip lost his sister, and this has been boiling for Trip all season. He thinks about Elizabeth a lot, and all the sex in the world with Paul isn't helping him out. And he's having his confrontation with Degra. Guys, this is the culmination, really, the beginning of it. We're going to have a second part to this where they're really going to hash it out, and then they're going to have the culmination they're going to have resolution of it, which I think is great. I don't know if we paced it perfectly. It makes for one really interesting episode as far as this one goes. This thread of the plot I enjoyed. Thoughts on the confrontation between Trip and Degra? And look at this, a Dutch angle for a real reason for a change, although it might not be. I don't know. I can't tell. The Enterprise is a little bit flying off kilter, isn't it?
It's hard to get where Square is in this picture. Also, Degra's shorter. But my whole impression of this, and look, some people would say that this is not Star Trek because they haven't checked box X, Y, and Z. But this is maybe that's true. I'm not going to get into that argument. What I can say is this is drama, and it's good drama. A lot of times on DS9, we got bad drama, or on New Trek, you don't even get drama, you just get crying. This is showing, character development, character arcs, meeting a high point in how are they going to transform and figure out how to work together. I like the acting here. I wonder how many takes this took to get it right, filming it and getting the actors to have the right level of intensity and reaction. I think they both do a great job here. It's hard to pick who does it better.
Sean or Germ?
Go ahead, Germ.
I think JT said all there's to say about it.
I didn't want to steal thunder, but thank you, sir.
All right. I thought I almost threw myself out of my own studio because I'm trying to close browser tabs, but no such luck yet for everybody, sirs and madams. But yeah, I thought this was a good scene. It was well played by Connor Trinneer and well played by Randy Oglesby. And like I said, now might be a good time to check on our channel poll, and we'll see who we thought had the best performance. And then we'll change the poll over to let you grade the episode, because I think it's going to be mixed emotions here. Let's see, best performance in the episode, The Council. There's 21 votes, so go in there and vote now if you haven't, if you want. Randy Oglesby Degra got 14%. People did consider him. Connor Trinneer Trip got 19%. People did consider him. Scott Bakula Archer gets 48%. He absolutely thumps the competition. You're all wonderful people. 24% of you agreed to like and stream and see results. And you know what? Anyone who hasn't liked the stream, please do so. Really helps me out. And we're at 21. I have as many likes as there are producers for Star Trek Discovery. Can we get me to 23? Can we get me to 30? That's all I ask. All I ask of you. Let's see. And I don't know. I don't need this one. Let me just destroy this message. Sorry, guys. A little stream maintenance. And we have our confrontation. We have our moment here where Degra sort of. I don't know. It was really well acted. That's what I'll say about this.
What happened to your sister?
That's, by the way, that's the best acting we've seen from Pride Weather and the best use of him so far. He looked from that one screen to the other with, I I almost believed it. There was a moment there. He challenged it a little bit, but he like fluidly turned his head. Anybody? I thought Pride Weather. In this episode, like they've at least taught him how to read lines, or they found out to always put him in a situation where he can keep reading until he gets it right. They've isolated him from the other actors. He is a pilot, so I guess it makes sense he'd stay in the shuttle. I don't know why DePaul needs to go there, except I guess she's got science skills. The thing is, she's so much more of a warrior than she is a scientist. I would imagine like someone from the science section, something like that. It's just to work DePaul into it and to have her say a very big Star Trek line later that we're all going to love hearing, but we got to wonder about it. Caserta, the rise of the chickens, but we'll have to talk about this more later. I love, by the way, the inside of the sphere. It's really cool. And I'll just put it this way. Behold, V'ger. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. It's got like the
They copied it off of that. I think mainly they copied it from the deflector dish from First Contact.
I was thinking more. That's actually what I was thinking more, Germ.
I thought that they were trying to do the motion picture with a dash of Event Horizon thrown in. That was my feeling. I don't know. Because this evil machine, it's going to fuck with them soon. And you're going to love it. Here we go. So there's the power center. And what could this be? I like the creature. And then like a good mix of action and drama. We set up the drama. We know something's going to happen. And then we switch back to Archer for, you know, the meat of the story. And it's not really an exposition drop. It's, again, well done. I thought this episode, at least, and by the way, those Polk Audio Studio speakers, guys, were they not the best? I had a pair of those. Why he has stereo speakers, I don't know.
The subwoofer's under his desk.
Yeah.
Right? Who didn't have those, right? Everyone had an HP computer.
He has the CD case holder rack on the right by his
elbow.
Yeah.
He's got the one from Bed Bath & Beyond, and as we said, like the members of the panel could only afford the ones from TJ Maxx. He's doing better than we were at the time.
Yeah.
You can almost see the Dell computer thing on his computer too. Like they barely covered it.
Mr. Tucker was extremely cooperative.
Humans and Xindi were serving together in the Federation. That's a future worth fighting for.
So this is part of their proof. They have like some sort of this is like where hologram and holodeck technology, I guess they find it with the Xindi. The Xindi are already there. They have like a holographic mock-up of the of that very charming sphere building male that we found who is like set loose in the sphere builder pod. And they're like, well, you know, I guess it is one of them.
Is this one of the Guardians?
Hard to deny.
I don't know. It doesn't really. What? Maybe I don't know. I try to make sure I get every moment of Linda Park into the
it is
video
a
essay.
0.321 battery average. Of course.
Is this well, sir? He hasn't won the World Series since 1948. He died babbling something about the curse of Rocky Colavito, sir. Albert Bell, we're not sure.
It is a Guardian.
Yeah, they're offended too. You know what, Linda? And there he is, the great Tucker Smallwood, standing in front of Linda Park. I just thought this would be a good time to get Smallwood and Linda. This is the only time Linda has inspired Smallwood. Let me tell you, she's a beautiful woman.
No, she's Korean. She's used to Smallwood.
Oh.
Expel the humans from this chamber.
Please, continue.
By the way,
Germs use the First Contact deflector dish, 100%.
You might be right.
Yep.
And here we have the first ever canonical appearance of phase rifles. Why
the makers
phase
have
rifles?
used them before. The makers have used their plasma rifles before.
Are these plasma rifles or are these phase rifles?
They're plasma since they're single shot.
And they're really instead of the stream.
Yeah.
Sure, way to go. So they're just they still have plasma rifles that are more hit harder than a phase pistol, I guess.
Yeah, because they're using weapons of war. The phase pistol is more of a policing weapon, defensive weapon.
Best red shirt death I can remember. Anybody got a better one?
Not on the show.
I mean, thrown down the hole by Rook in What Are Little Girls Made Of was creepy and haunting, but that was a great red shirt death. I mean, we get a good pew pew battle. Paul is rather concerned.
That was pretty cool.
I thought it was really cool, and Degra's holding out.
Useful.
Degra's holding out his hand, and like he kind of looks at his hand as he holds it out, because I think he learned it 2 or 3 episodes back when Archer held his hand out to him, and like he looks at his hand for a few seconds and then grasps it, which I thought was a nice touch. I don't know if the actor or the director came up with it, but like seeing the extended hand and then realizing, oh, okay, this is how they signify friendship or peace.
Teag, I do have a better red shirt death for you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and can you share it?
Yes. Hold on.
Question: when you go back to that image,
Here it is. This is the best one.
Yes. This is the best one.
This is that's the best one ever.
that is true. That has been memed into history. That guy, I hope he got a lot more work.
Yeah.
That is
Weather's great grandkid. Yeah.
like, could you imagine? It's like, we need someone here who can do death good. How do you die? Your brain explodes from the inside of your head because of like an evil space monster. It's like, I can do that. Sure. Well, that's how my grandfather died. There was some
you got
good
all the
pew
work
in there.
when they said death by shrooms.
Where it begins.
Oh, so
by the way, that's supposed to be the birth of the Federation.
Was Archer wondering if he should take Degra's hand because he was worried that Degra might have touched Smallwood right before that?
Yeah, he was like, maybe you should grab some sanitizer, Degra. But I think Archer realizes that he has more than enough, and he'll just sanitize really aggressively before he touches his face or clothing. Like when Degra leaves, he's going right over to the sanitizer. And why they never gave Tucker Smallwood's character a name is beyond me, because he has to do like the heavy lifting for what's left of Degra's storyline, because he's like basically Degra's deputy. And when Degra dies, like he's the primary primate.
He's the actual councilman for the primates.
Degra's not on the council. He has a seat there as a scientist.
And more realistic damage and things going on in the background here than in any Star Trek attempts later.
It really does look very generic and very organic and very, they're working there. They're trying to fix this ship. It's all fucked up. Whenever we see it from the outside, they're selling it to us. Inside, people can't even walk in a straight line. The hallway's crooked. I like that stuff. I mean, this ship has been through hell. And it's made me warm to it more. I have more feelings about this ship than I do for the 1701D for sure. But we're going to get to see Tucker Small. I'm sorry, we're going to get to see Degra and Trips a little bit of their sort of meeting of the minds where they bury the hatchet or the phaser, so to speak.
Listen, I know you went out on a limb. If I'd suffered your loss, I'd feel the same way.
Yeah, it was the Guardians who had the hatchets.
Yeah.
Don't try to deny what you did.
By the way, before we let Degra die there, I thought this whole scene had really good light and shadow in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was really well filmed. This is the end of his talk with Trip, and then we'll see Dolam come to take out Degra. Go ahead, Jerm.
I think they filmed this scene trying to give them several options. Either they wanted it to go into a commercial, or they wanted it to leave it as a mystery of who actually killed Degra.
And I think it
So
might go into a
they
commercial.
started it. They started it out that way, just hiding the shadow. They could have just left it as a mystery and worked it into the next episode, or however they wanted to plot it. So I think they just wanted to give themselves some options on it.
Yeah, I think they made the right choice, though, because those two were heading for the conflict for a while. But it was good.
Yeah.
This scene had really good tension. Because you knew what was going to happen, and he's like just leading him on and kind of softening him up with a normal conversation, and then boom.
Man. Great call. Degra is on the council, but he is not granted the title of master.
Yeah. No. Oh.
That's a good one. It's actually really good.
These movies were at the same time as that.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Degradation. I had to read it to get it. This lighting as Dolam comes in, and the way the camera circles, and the giraffe head.
Oh, this definitely took some artwork, or
And what a vicious thing he says here.
And Degra went out for us. I don't want to leave the bloody knife on screen too long because YouTube really hates that. I just saw a video about how they don't hate it, so they definitely really hate it. So, hey, you know what? A lot of people will say, it's not a meritocracy, but this guy got his job because he was the most qualified one. I don't say anything bad about Tucker Smallwood now being in charge of the Xindi primate faction. I mean, he was the best guy for the job. Degra we just lost him.
Degra's dead. The reptilians have called an emergency meeting of the council. They're planning something. I'm certain of it. I'm fine.
Baculo's in good shape here.
Yeah, but he's only 47. Here we go, Reed. Now, Germ read this as Germ believed that Reed is out of character here, and that this, or not out of character. What did you say? You felt that his anger came out of nowhere, wasn't well justified?
Yeah, they never really built up to it in previous episodes or earlier in this episode that the attrition was actually getting to him. This is his only real outburst.
I would agree with you that until now it didn't seem as though he had the kind of emotional range that he would do that.
A good point. I never realized that.
I mean, as the most warrior guy of all of them, right? You would figure that he would probably be like, I'm prepared for death, Mayweather, but I understand in your Rainbow Coalition is very sad.
Well, you know what his real thing is he's just been so frustrated over the last season because remember he was in the shuttle pod with Tucker and he said that Paul has a nice bomb, which means, he had declared interest first and then Tucker had to go and take the girl he said he was interested in. Yeah. So,
and that's how we found
really
out for sure that Tucker, that Mr. Reed likes grills. What? So anyway, we're gonna get a big line from Star Trek here.
We were getting a bit too comfortable with losing people. 23 men and women.
There's a Vulcan axiom. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
That doesn't make his death any more acceptable.
But it makes it honorable.
You admit.
We really laid on the Star Trek-isms there, guys.
Yeah.
We had two in a row.
That honor part is very manipulative of her. She knows that logic isn't going to really affect Reed, especially right now, so she goes at something that he actually cares about.
Is it not logical that she manipulate him to get the optimal outcome? She's like,
Of course, that's what
I
women
wore this
do.
outfit because I have heard.
Well, any good leader will do that.
Mr. Tucker has told me, but you thought of my bum. What do you think of this outfit I wore to inspire you, Mr. Reed? I mean, this is the only thing I can think of. Here's the thing. The show's flailing. They had to do it, but it didn't feel too desperate that she would drop some Siracian logic, right? Maybe it was time to talk about the needs of the many. And as far as what Jerb said, I'm going to ask you guys to go true or false. The reason why it's out of place is because Mayweather is incapable of acting that, so they had to give it to Reed. True or false?
Oh,
Go ahead,
yeah.
fellas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've talked about that before. Where
It's
he got a lot.
recast.
Yeah, we've talked about before where he got a lot of the lines that Mayweather would have had. Sorry,
At
Jeremy.
this point, they never even considered writing it for Mayweather. They just went straight for Reed.
I think what happened was there was an emotional moment that they needed another character to carry. They sent Mayweather along so he could at least read the computer screens because his acting's improving but not good enough yet. And what they did was they're like, damn, you know what? Like, we're going to change Malcolm a little bit. You know what? War changes people. Maybe Malcolm only thought he was as tough as he was. This one is not headcanon. I can see fan theory level of belief that this conflict has worn on him and he hasn't gotten satisfaction. He hasn't killed anyone yet in this war. He hasn't grabbed a Xindi and beaten them down. He hates them. Like, he hates the Xindi. I guess he's been at weapons control for a couple of battles.
You're talking about Malcolm
Reed.
hasn't?
Yeah, Malcolm's killed a couple.
He
now
totally
that I think about it.
he totally pressed fire on that
he was
sensor
tactical.
station, the monitoring station, a couple episodes ago, right?
You're right. Yes,
Yeah.
the thing that's one of the other things that in season 1 for a little while Mayweather has some weapons in the grappler, and they just give that to fucking Reed as well. He couldn't say acquiring target firing, sir. He couldn't do it right. I don't know
Makes more
why.
sense for Malcolm to have it instead.
Except that that's not the way it was on the Enterprise. Sulu fired the weapons and some. You know what I mean? So it's just weird. So
Well, they didn't have a tactical officer in TOS, so if you have a
That is
tactical
true.
officer, it'd make more sense for him to control stuff like the grappler.
Kirk was his own tactical officer, I guess. All right, so
Who knows?
Paul
Yeah.
says both lines. She's mixing the knowledge, the philosophy of Kalis and the wisdom of Serac. I mean, really heavy Star Trek stuff here, but that's Star Trek for you.
That doesn't make his death any more acceptable.
But it makes it honorable.
You admit killing him with pride.
Oh,
I just say, where's their justice system? Oh wait, yeah, Prideweather's still alive. You couldn't have killed Prideweather? All right, yeah. So I guess the Xindi have no law enforcement or whatever. Like, he's like, yeah, I killed him, so what? Fuck you.
Hey, we've had senators do practically the same thing.
so
We've had them leave half-alive girls in fountains and just walk off, and nothing ever happened to them.
I don't think anyone's ever driven off a bridge or anything like that, though. Like a low to the water. I don't think anyone ever drove drunk off a low bridge. Anyway,
well, this was in late May, so the Reptilian was just trying to get in early on having some pride for the upcoming month. That's
he
all.
had just shed his skin for a new, more rainbow-colored one.
Sure.
He had his rainbow skin ready to go. And I don't know, the Arboreal, he's a pretty good actor. Leaves us to once again second guess the Arboreal makeup.
This was one of the gentlemen we were talking about before the show, that he's been on multiple DS9 and Voyager episodes. In Voyager, and he was
Later,
in
dead
on
man.
Star Trek Insurrection.
Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you drop by and check out the last part of the program later.
Yeah, bye, Dead Man.
So I think this is the 5th role that he's played in Trek.
DJ Play Nice has got a role too. Love you, DJ Play Nice. You're the best. You rock too, man. Be safe.
We've taken control of the weapon.
See, I think this comes down to the aquatics. Like, maybe they haven't committed verbally yet, but they're like 70% on the side of the coalition of the willing right now.
They're based. Give them that.
Yeah, they're before their time. But I guess they're aquatics, right? Who knows how long they live? And it's just like, the aquatics are not consistent. Like, what is the female of the species larger than the male or something? Like, what's going on with this? They do like there's 2 different kinds of aquatics. I don't get it.
Don't squint.
The aquatic bought her aquatic dog.
Knows.
We look at them just long enough, which is too long.
We're in no shape for combat.
That hasn't stopped us in the past.
I thought that had the most Shatner energy we have gotten from any captain in any show not called the original series. That was so badass. Guys, I mean, defining moment for Archer here.
Oh, yeah. He's committed.
We can't fight, sir. If we don't fight, there's no point. We came here. We came here to die to win or die trying. We're gonna if we die trying, that's just part of it. Like I'm committed. The Phantom Outsider speculates that the tank may be electrified. Could shock him into submission that way. But guys, Archer's energy here. Anyone else think that this is a turning point?
Damned the torpedoes moment.
It feels a little bit like Battlestar Galactica energy too, where not just the uniforms being blue and stuff like that, but it's a little bit of Dama. You know, it's like this ship doesn't have much left in it, sir. It's like that's never stopped us before.
You know what the phrase though I'm referencing means, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, so there was a ship, I believe it was the Farragut in the Union Navy in the American Civil War, and the captain said, "Oh no, sorry, it was the captain was David Farragut, not the ship."
Oh,
name.
okay.
And he said, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," and by that they mean mines in the common context.
I thought "Damn the Torpedoes" was Commodore Perry at the Battle of Lake Michigan. Maybe it got said more than once. It's also a really good Tom Petty record. You're probably right, because torpedoes on the Great Lakes seem a little unlikely in the War of 1812. I guess you're right.
Yes.
And there's a Farragut in Star Trek, and there was Farraguts in our real Navy, so it makes sense. You know what? That guy, sir, was a badass. I hope they made him a Commodore after that.
Who knows?
This was really cool. I got as much of this as I could. Based ass fucking space battle. Fucking awesome. Wolf 359 has nothing on this. Prolonged space combat. This amazing sequence made me swoon. I don't care. I was just a sucker for the pew pew. And they show that they're not the dumbest lizards out there. They know a hot chick when they see one.
So
that battle, we can watch the battle again. It was pretty good. Go ahead. Speak your mind, sir.
This is why I kind of get annoyed with their decision not to give the Enterprise shields whatsoever, because
it's got a polarized hull, right?
Yeah. You could just beam people off really easily. And they handle that in Star Trek many, many, many times, right? Is either an obstacle or a vulnerability that, now
Shield
they can use
cycling every few
transporter.
seconds in Voyager. They use that one every single time.
Yeah. So the fact that they don't have shields here means that the reptilians could just, and the insectoids could just start beaming the crew off the ship, and then you have like no more ship to fight over. Like that's the biggest, most powerful ship in that little armada there.
The
Just beam
Enterprise?
Reed off, beam the captain off. Like just
Beam
beam the bridge crew
beam
away.
part of the hull
and you're
away.
done.
Beam the roof of the bridge away.
Yeah, yeah, you could even do that.
Or does the
And so,
polarization prevent that? That might rise to fan theory. You can't beam polarized metal.
it is definitely just it smells or it stinks of convenience and unexplained murkiness that doesn't help us at all by having her beamed out in this fashion. And I have an issue with her in the next episode anyway, being used the way that she's used for the plot. But this part where they just abscond with her stinks to me. Bad writing.
All right. Well, you know what? It was an interesting episode. I really like watching it. I thought it was one of the better ones in the series, but I'm going to let everyone else give their opinion first. Starting with, how about JT? You're especially frisky tonight, and that phone could ring again any moment. Riker's been seen outside the holodeck, I heard. So let's talk about our feelings about this one, and let me get the poll live for our fans, something I forgot to do before. But guys, I'm producing with like 3 hands here, and I want to thank the greatest, smartest chat in the world for being here with us. You guys are the best. You have been sticking with us through thick and thin, and we're ready to start just giving our thoughts on this episode as, wow, 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's like a record for us getting through an episode, but we did spend 3 hours on E Squared last week. So before we really get into it, and let me just turn off this part of the chat feature so we can see Sean. Before we really get into it, you sirs weren't here. Do you anything quick you want to say about E Squared? Sean, were you here for that one for a little while?
Yeah, it was you and me
did that one. It was you and I. It was Germ and JT weren't here. You guys want to talk about E Squared a little bit?
Oh yeah. Oh, Germ, I do need your grade for E Squared. I got JT's. Just as a refresher, Admiral Teag gave it an 80. JT gave it a 69, and I gave it a 55.
69 out of 88.
I thought it was a watchable so-so episode.
Yeah.
It was really watchable.
I remember that. No, a 69, a D+ on that, Sean, was fine.
Yeah.
It was a less well-done version of the Deep Space Nine episode where the Defiant crashes into a planet with an atmosphere that sends them back in time. And if anyone here remembers the old fleet, this was the infamous episode that broke Clobber in Times, where he was saying they existed, but they never existed. And I believe that episode got an F from that entire fleet.
They gave it a F across the board.
That episode was done better than E2. E2 seemed like an excuse to keep shipping Tucker and T'Pol, and it was a giant waste of a week of time. Why that ship wasn't all out just going after the Xindi the whole time, being bigger assholes, I don't know. I don't even want to try to make headcanon or explanation out of it. It's just a bad episode.
Yeah, it's impossible to do that. So
yep.
So Germ, did you have a grade for it?
I would go somewhere around the 63 for E2. It was pretty much a big waste of time. They tried their best, but there was no real saving it.
The B plot being the A plot was really the kicker for me, as far as it couldn't be any better. But I thought that it moved along fairly well for what it was. I was like, it's a glorified bottle episode that ain't too bad for what it was. I lowered my expectations and my feelings about how good it should be, because I was like, they had to do a bottle episode. I mean, this is still fucking Star Trek, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
okay for what it is, but what it is not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
And I don't appreciate having my expectations subverted there.
Hey! Wow.
Hey, look who's here.
unexpected honor coming to the way of the panel, to the point where Admiral Teag has to add a camera slot because I need to get one of those up here. There's a hail coming from the planet below. We'll grade the episode in a moment, but reporting live from the New York Comic Con, you know him, you love him, you've seen him around. It's everybody's pal. It's Mark D. the C. Let's beam him on. Hello, sir.
Wow, what an
I don't know
intro.
why
Thank
the
you so
sound
much.
effect- There we go. Hold on a
There we
second. There we go. Hello, welcome back, sir.
No,
wait, he's being covered up here.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. There he is. I accidentally materialized him within a bulkhead, but Scotty saved
my
him in
God.
the in the pattern buffer. We can just fix that really easily. Don't worry about it. Just we'll run you through the transport and pattern buffer once again. But we'll scrub out all that alcohol, sir, so that you won't have a hangover tomorrow.
I need that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I don't want to be
How is-
I don't want any more TMP. Enterprise transporter incidents. I don't need those. Yep.
We'll review the episode in a moment, but I have a question.
Well, I was
for
waiting
you.
to pop in until I was waiting until you were ready to grade it, and then.
Oh no!
figured
I
then
mean,
we
I
could
think
talk.
we get some Star Trek news.
Yeah.
But you know what? But give us the headline, and then we'll give our grades. I guess we could do, and then we'll talk. Like, there was a Star Trek panel today, and if
I was
I
there.
read this correctly, it was both Jerry Ryan and Scott Bakula at the same fucking time.
No, I didn't see that. It was just a strictly Paramount thing. I saw that post on Twitter, and I was kind of confused by that because I didn't see Bakula and Jerry Ryan there because I'd still be at the panel. No,
I
I'm
imagine
kidding.
it would have been wild too, because people would have been cheering him like crazy, and she would have been uncharacteristically ignored.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, unless someone's
It
got
would have been
some
packed
news.
at that panel too for a chat. It was probably pretty
Yeah.
empty, right?
No, it was actually pretty. That's what drives me crazy about. Because you got the new fans, the old fan. It's kind of like a divisive clash when because you got fans that love the new Trek and fans that don't think it's Trek, and so it's kind of like a splinter
They've
point.
actually built up enough people to fill up a Comic-Con, or do you think they were from
that was
casting?
that. Well, that panel was sold out. I mean, my friend went online that I go with
She
every
is
year.
pretty good looking, though.
Yeah, but the panel, I mean, just Saturday's the busiest day at the con, right? So I think the room can fit about 2,000, 2,500 people. And I think that it sold out within like 15, or I shouldn't say sold out, but reserved out. I don't know what the term is. So you have to use your badge number, go online. Like you're buying concert tickets. It's free, but it's first come, first served. And it was looked pretty full to me. So, of course, I'm not in love with new Star Trek, obviously, but I want to go see the panels and something that, you can talk about it. The one thing I have to say too is the actors really do care. Like one of the actresses on, the Academy show, which I think, doesn't look so good. I'll be charitable.
No, Mark. Yeah. You were
They
about
conned
as
the
nice
child
as you-
actor into giving a sincere endorsement of the show they just made that they think is great.
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
But what I just want to say was the actress was crying on stage. She's like, "This is my first big break, and I'm so appreciative to everyone." And I can see that too. Like if you're an unknown actor and you get pulled into Star Trek, I mean, it's got to be. And it was a nice moment, right? So I'm not gonna, go after any of the actors. They're just doing their job, and they generally, most of them seem to really be appreciative of it, and they do say the right things. Like Kletzman was. Like his opening remarks were all about the hope of the Star Trek universe, and I'm like, God, this sounds fantastic. I'm like, but why do none of your shows follow this?
It's
what you're
entirely
saying.
possible at this point that we just have to say, no matter what his intention, his talent level is so low that he's unable to do it. He probably couldn't even give you directions across the room.
Or he was sweating it so bad, and he kind of is trying to figure out what the new head honchos want
Oh
to
yeah.
be heard.
No, all of his
And
interviews
so,
are like this. No, I've never seen an interview with him where he didn't say it was going to be a tougher, grittier Star Trek, just like your parents liked. It's going to go back to the original formula. You're going to see heroics you didn't see before. It was only the weirdness of the last couple of years when New Paramount looked like it was never going to get sold, where he made some real outlandish statements like, "What is Star Trek but love stories?"
Yeah, I mean, I actually recorded the whole panel, the audio. I do that sometimes just because you can't record the whole darn thing. You can watch it after too. I think if you go to the New York Comic Con panel, and I'm like, wow, this sounds great.
Not only will an MRI detect a scar on your brain, but you have the actual audio that put it there. You can give it right to the doctor.
Yeah, I'll put it in that link. Put it in the private chat, maybe. But it's always interesting to listen to these things, at least to be informed. And I'm like, wow, this is this sounds great. I mean, but it's not what you get, right? So I mean, maybe it's is it gonna turn around? I mean, could this show actually end up being good?
No,
I don't know.
no. I mean, I don't think that Mary Wiseman
right?
talking to like a half Klingon low effort alien. I'm gonna bet that the hybrid alien thing is to make them really low effort. We're talking like just like spray tanned Klingons, like more K-pop Klingons. Like Alexander level Klingons will never be reached. Everyone will be half human so they can go low effort on everything. It'll be total low effort garbage, and I don't think that they have the connections to people to do the makeup anymore. It's been so long. They have such a paucity of aliens that are anything but human looking that poor Ortegas has to have that high and tight.
The haircut. Yeah. She was so appreciative too, and I couldn't stand that.
She's a really nice person.
But yeah,
her ex is really nice. I feel so bad for her. By the way, just really quickly, your reaction to this actor's name?
Oh, which actor talking to?
It's in the inset screen.
Oh, Tucker Smallwood.
He plays the Xindi primate deputy to Degra.
Okay, that's the actor. Okay.
Yeah. Would you want to have that name?
No, I wouldn't, because it probably well, it depends on who you're with, but your wife might not want to marry you, especially if that's apropos for what happens to you when you wake up in the morning. That's probably not so good. Yeah.
Ezra Miller probably would dig it, but no. Let's just make the most of it. Come on, like
poor guy,
like Smallwood can't.
Yeah. But they can fix that in the the century that the Star Trek is. There's probably a pill you can. Yeah, no, there's probably a pill you could take for that. And that's what I was joking my friend today. It's like, how could there be fat people in the future? It's like, freak, you got these GLP-1 drugs you can take now. It's like
or baldness.
Just beam it away. Just beam it away.
Beam it away. It's like, come on. I mean, yes. I mean, maybe it could be a choice. Like, we're not vain anymore, so I don't need to have hair. Like, that was how they explained Picard being bald. It's like, which is
I think
correct on one.
But as far as his hair, I think he's just pure gangsta keeping it with the cornrows. That's the way he rolls, man. I think he's probably Crip. I respect that. I think he has a gold-plated disruptor, but that's me. Pimp,
yeah,
man.
but being overweight, there's not going to be any overweight people, and in the Star Trek future, he's going to
not in Starfleet anyway.
And not the way Tilly's overweight. Oh my God, she hears the word morbidly a lot.
And she didn't even eat mac and cheese to get there. Of course, she was prego in real life, so I'm never going to cast aspersions.
No, of course not.
But if you're going to be realistic for Starfleet, and if you're in the military, it's supposed to be a military organization. How many pull-ups? And the most hilarious thing that I remember watching, I don't know if you've watched Disgracery, but she's all the episodes she's talking about training to be I'm going to be a captain someday. And they're doing this marathon.
Fucking do a few sit-ups.
Yeah, she's doing a marathon on the ship, right?
Never get promoted.
Yeah, I remember them running around in their little T-shirts.
Yeah, so they're running, and then she meets that princess who can fix dilithium crystals that are split, and the super, Mary Sue, who's this uber genius, and she appears on the Enterprise on the Disgracery, and she shows up and she stops and like has a 5-minute conversation with her, doing all this stuff while this marathon or race is going on. They're running around Discovery, and she's able to come back, catch up, and beat uber fit Asian dude who looked like he ran like a million marathons. And I had to rewind it. I'm like, did I just see what just happened? Did she like not only like catch up to everyone like a little bit, but she actually won the race?
She cheated. She took the turbo lift, to catch up where the rest of the race was.
So I was oh my god.
There's a couple of trips we take around. Like that's like an Alex Kurtzman trope, and then in Strange New Worlds they like walk around the ship and go to different places to do like a scavenger hunt, and then it ends with them walking across the fucking saucer section with no spacesuits, just like, we have to sign the hull. Oh, it's like, this is fucking insanely dumb.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, so so the thumbnail is Jerry Ryan was there. We'll ask you if she had TDS in a minute. So
I didn't see her. I didn't know that she. I'm gonna try to goggle it to see if she was.
Maybe she's there another day.
Well,
maybe it was another day. Maybe. Does anyone
sometimes
know?
She's not part of the start.
They have to cancel very last minute too. So
How
maybe
about
it was
this?
too late to take her off all the promotional ads. It just happens sometimes. They get a late flight or they get
How
sick.
about her Sussman and Bakula have their own thing going on that it's unrelated to Star Trek, where it's just someone else like trying to sell merch with like the best panel they can put together. Maybe like
That could have been.
It's not impossible that someone outlier like the Star Trek game is having a panel tomorrow, and we just so happen to have had those people lined up, and we could have, because a dueling Scott Bakula Jerry Ryan panel, like I don't think there's any personal animosity, but people are going to cheer him like a returning hero, and she's like, yeah, she's still very good looking and people want to see her, but like, you know what? Like the fact that she's been in so much bad Star Trek, when she starts talking about her vision of Alex Kurtzman's like Star Trek legacy, which is, I mean, a couple in command 1 and 2 of a ship, like that's not allowed in any Navy in the fucking world for a reason.
No. Yeah. No, because that affects your decisions, right? In the command structure, even in in the real, in the
corporate
real world,
for a long time, if you started dating someone that you worked with, one of you was expected to quit within 2 weeks, and so a lot of people did it secretly.
Yeah, well, like we had a family business growing up, like mom and dad, but that's totally different. Of course, then they would argue once in a while, and then I'm in the middle, or we had, which is fun. We look back on it, and you laugh at stuff, nothing, serious, but yeah, there's a huge conflict there. It's like, what if mom's doing a bad job? Do we fire mom? Heck no, right? What if mom destroys the end? Doesn't clean the
My
warp core?
father
and the
came
Enterprise
very
is
close to
destroyed.
getting fired like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, he was right on the edge there.
Right, yeah. Oh,
I
God.
mean,
I'm
that
laughing.
That was the problem with Donald Trump and his first wife. She sent all those casinos in New Jersey bankrupt that she was in charge of, and then Trump fired her. Was that how it happened?
If those casinos had succeeded, we would have a very different world. So,
We would.
I think we're all glad the casinos didn't work out.
Well, Trump's first wife, what was her name? Oh,
Ivana.
Ivanka, right? So
No,
she was doing a
Ivanka's
book-
the daughter. Ivana.
Yeah, that always
Ivana,
confused the hell out of me.
Yeah, so she was doing a book
I live in
signing
New York. I
at
know that.
Barnes and Noble, where I went to buy my comic books way back when in the 90s. And I'm like,
Oh.
So random. She also sold steak knives.
And so I'm like, I'd like to get my comic books for the week. She's blocking me. And the guy there's like, she's not the person. You're not the first person who said that, but I'm sorry, you can't get your comics. I'm like, fucking comics. Get this
one of the
Trump out of the way. No, nothing against her, but she's blocking all the comic books.
One of the rumors in New York, I don't know if you heard this one. One of the rumors in town is that, why are you in my chair? One of the rumors in town is that, like, as one of his biggest creditors, when he was really kind of on the ropes, her multi-level marketing where she was on Home Shopping Network and making and doing all that other stuff. She like called them up, had her lawyer call his lawyer up and be like, Donald owes a lot of money. The best thing he could do is write a book, and maybe he could release some clothes, and people might be interested in wine and vodka. And he's like, I'll do it. Like, apparently she's the one who like turned him on to the licensing income.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's big money, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do much, right?
She like I think what happened was after she did it for a few years, she actually did carve out a niche because everybody remembers early Home Shopping Network where she would just be selling stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like a fixture on there, and it was like whatever. She would sell jewelry.
I don't blame Hey, I'd be on there selling doomsday machines. So.
You know what? We could try to do that later, but you know what? I know that like some of my panel wants to go, so what I'll do is I'll start with Germ, and we'll get some grades on the episode of The Council, and then we'll get some thoughts from Mark through the Sea. So Germ, go ahead and grade this one for me.
Well, I ended up giving this about 75%. All pretty much.
What is that? Like a B, a C? Jeez.
75 is a C even, straight down the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, the ship battles were impressive, but that's about all. Everything else was logically where the story had to go. They didn't have much in the way of wiggle room for decision making. The Degra death scene was well shot, but everything else was very mundane.
Anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right, you let me know when you want to beam out. We got your grade on record. I guess next we'll go with JT. You feeling passionate?
Sure. So this episode, I award 72 out of 100, so C minus. And the reason for that is the acting on this episode really shines through and brings up that grade from a D or lower. I find that, especially what we talked about at the very beginning, I had to try incredibly hard to get a signal to bounce off of Lake Michigan to go from Chicago just to get this, because UPN was pulled off my cable network for a while. And when you think about it that way, how hard I had to get to the point of being able to just watch this was not your traditional episodic Star Trek or serialized.
You know how hard
Star
I
Trek.
got watching it when I was looking at Jolene's outfit?
So
earmuffs.
The whole thing was, this plot starts to get tedious. The more episodes you put into the Xindi lineup, it just gets more and more tedious. The time travel gets more and more ridiculous, and you just cannot explain it away. Just can't get around it anymore. The other conveniences of the plot, like beaming out just Oshi when you could have been beaming off or beaming on a torpedo, all kinds of other things that just would have made more sense. The council doesn't act like politicians.
I don't think it's a political council. It's the Xindi Weapon Making Machine Council.
From what I understood, it was a political council.
There's a political element to it, but I don't think they have anything to do with like, okay, well, listen, all Xindi are going to drive on the right side of the road. Like, I don't think they do any of that shit. I think they're like, we've been tasked with making a weapon. Okay. And like, I don't think they do anything else. That council. There's some other government.
More like a United Nations Council.
Perhaps.
They're representative of individual species governments.
But
that's a good analogy.
I got a fucking problem with their planet. How are the Xindi all one species and how are they like all fucked over if they had another habitable planet? All right, it's cloudy, but it had a lot of mountains. I don't know. They had tech. They're spacefaring race and they needed all this help from the sphere builders. I mean, it's just like, how bad do you want to make them? But wow.
The stuff that we talked about that was visually just thoughtful, where they made Degra's ship nacelles blue to signify that he was more willing to cooperate and play along with the idea of a federation, or working together. That type of stuff I thought was really cool. And you don't see that all the time, especially not on TV. So that stuff really brought up the score from just being a total failure. But the plot to me was not something that I think did any favors to anyone. Now, would this be a better Star Trek 2, 3, 4 arc movie and make a Xindi trilogy? Yeah, I think it would have been, but not as a TV show. I'm ready for it to be done. I'm glad we only have 2 more episodes left in the arc, and so C-. I'll end it there.
C-. Wow, JT Kirk just barely tolerating this episode, which brings us to my good friend Sean Carter. Sean, tell me I'm not going to be like the outlier here. Help me out. I don't know. Tell me how you feel.
Well, I give this one an 82. I mean, I understand the problems JT has with it, but I felt that there was a lot of action in this one. It's coming to a crescendo finally. I mean, especially coming off of E2, which was just wretched in my opinion. But this one, you know, we finally have that confrontation or the conclusion to what has to happen to Degra. He's a tragic character, so of course he had to go away. It's coming to a head. You know, we've got the council split. We've got the aquatics finally coming on board, and everyone knows what side they're on now. We had to have this episode to conclude the arc, and I am glad it's coming to an end. You know, like JT said, but the battle sequence was just fabulous. Like, you know, it's Wolf 359. I wish we'd have gotten more of it, but it was really good. I love the way that the Enterprise drops out of the aquatic ship, which is really cool. It's kind of like a big carrier. I thought that was impressive, and you know, really good acting too. You know, we had David Oglesberg,
Randy Oglesby.
Randy Oglesby, yeah. He did a fabulous job. I love the tension, that scene between him and the reptilian. I always forget his name, but that was really good. That scene was built up really good tension. Even though you know it's coming, I love the way it was filmed, real dark, and you know it was coming, but he kind of teased him on, and just good. I didn't care for the way that Hoshi gets abducted at the end, because you know they didn't beam her into my house.
Exactly.
You want to abduct her?
I wouldn't say that.
Nice intro for the show. Just kidding.
I wouldn't say I advocate abducting her, but if she happened to appear here,
I can't get you Hoshi, but what I do have, it's the body, you know, is hot, a little bit of a butterface. I can get you one of those spear builder chicks over there.
Yeah, but they can reach into you and mess with. Yeah, nah. I'd be like, why did you reach
like
into
a human
me?
Woman?
Yeah, why did you reach into my heart and grab it? And she said, because I wanted to.
I'm not going to say anything. All right.
You know,
guys,
one of the good redeeming moments was when they had Degra in sickbay, and they positioned the actor just to completely cover up the paper towel dispenser.
Did they take any off of it this time?
It
actually looked kind of low. It looked kind of low.
Yeah.
What kind of faucet do they think they have this on the sink, JT? Just out of curiosity.
Kohler. It looks like a Kohler faucet for a kitchen in the early 2000s.
Thank you. You know what? It has to make it into every episode. Good catch with the giraffe head. Okay, Sean, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mark, I don't know if you were listening. But
yeah,
they show the avian species. It was okay.
Please.
It was a giraffe head. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, hold on.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That reminds me of an episode of Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, no, I was pretty much done. Yeah, 82. B-ish.
B minus.
And yeah, B minus. It passes. I enjoy watching it.
All right. Thank you, Sean Carter. That brings us to Admiral. Well, no, we have a guest. So, Mark D with a C, why don't you give us a grade? Have you seen the episode recently? Are you familiar?
Not recently, but I did binge watch Enterprise a couple years ago, and I'm gonna get back to it again. If I'm remembering, and I've said this a bunch of times, these Enterprise episodes in this season work better streaming together when you don't have to wait a whole week. So this is like the middle part of a movie. If I'm remembering this, with some great action and like you were saying, someone was saying before, yeah, if this was a JT was a 3-part movie or part, so it's not a bad episode in terms of the action per se, but it's it's sticking there, without you're just hanging there with the ending. So yeah, I'd agree with Sean. Like a B minus, but I really enjoyed these streaming them back to back to back. We didn't have to wait a week in between, and makes like it's like a mini movie, and that they work a lot better. But yeah, I'm just it's glad that the Xindi arc is ending. It's just too many episodes devoted to this. So, but it's got some good moments. And then this is the one where the security guard gets blasted, the Mako.
It's one of the best ever red shirt deaths, to be honest with you. He gets grabbed by a mechanical arm and vaporized.
The Canada space arm comes in and deletes him.
Yeah. So the only better death, Mark, is I brought it up earlier, was the guy that Nagilum kills. He's at the con and he just starts having like that he looks like he's breakdancing, or like that thing that the breakdancer do, like they're just jittering. He just totally does that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But so, Mark, you brought up a great point though, like when you said that it's better when you binge it. Give a thought occurred to me. I don't know what you think, or all of you guys. If this season would have been streamed, like if they just had picked this season up and plunked it into Paramount Plus as a streaming show, and they dumped the whole thing, do you think it would have done better than it did back then? Because like you said, people could have just binged the whole thing and said, "Wow, this is
it would be the biggest show of the year."
A great series, yeah.
Well, it would have won because of the amount of content. It would have gotten far more views, all on its own, just from that.
I'd say even cutting out the one-off episodes would have made it even better, and you say trim it down to like 15 episodes.
That would be interesting. Yeah, like we should make a list of that. Like maybe I'd be interested. I'd go back and watch them. List? Yeah, a viewing list of like take out things like the Hatchery, E2. There were a few others that were sprinkled in there that Hatchery didn't really. The episode's fine, but I'm saying as far as the Xindi arc itself, the essential stories to move that plot through. If we were to watch those and just eliminate those one-offs that didn't really matter, because like you could take the Hatchery out, you could take E2 out, and the arc would be intact. You don't need those episodes to tell this story.
Honestly, the Hatchery is just a good Star Trek story in general.
It is. But yeah. But it also did drag the season on, and
it's a side quest. We wanted to get to the
point. Take out the side quest ones, and I wonder how much more enjoyable this would be.
Isn't quite the same thing as finishing this. It's not really going any further. I've touched one boob. I want to go further with this.
Right. You bring up a good point about the success of this that had been streamed instead. I still can never get over how I'm not really ever sold on the Xindi timeline, because I have that original memory of having to go through such effort to get to just watch it, and then or Xindi this week, and then you get to the
never ending.
Exactly. And by the time you get to the finale, you're like, really? That was the end? Now I have to wait all summer, or I waited for baseball season to be over, or I waited for 2 weeks during
the season with the
Super Bowl
stuff.
And all this.
They could have done this as like a half of a season, and it would have been better.
I think we forget how much waiting we really had to do to try to get to the point where we could actually just watch this for the first time. And then when don't get Star Trek week after week after week in the way that you've had it for decades, and you just get this continuation. For me, at least, I was just ready for it to have been over a month before when this happened.
This is the crazy thing about this season. There's a gap gouged out in the middle of it, and there is a 5th season of Enterprise. Season 0, Episode 0, and Season 0, Episode 1 happened in the middle of fucking season, mirror darkly 1 and 2. That's how Paramount.
Season 4.
That's how Paramount. That's where Paramount has placed them, and that's how Paramount has chosen to call them. They are listed with Season 4, but I looked at the air date, and there's a gap in the middle of Season 3 that they fit into. So they were just completely schizophrenic, too, some of the stuff they did.
But in reality, we all know they aired after the series was over.
Mm-hmm. I
just
don't
get
why
with Terra Prime. Those last 3 episodes are just OTA.
The way I remember it was the mirror episodes, then Terra Prime, and I was like, this show's really getting good. And then it was just like, wait, where's Enterprise? What's going? Why is Jonathan fucking Frakes back? Why? what the hell happened to Marina Sirtis? And I was like, Sir, tis. Okay, so Mark, you're the substitute teacher here, but you want to give them the kids a grade. What do you think they did on the council provision?
Yeah, I think like a B-. Yeah, I agree with that. But it works much better altogether. Yeah, B-. Yeah. Well, you're gonna give it an A?
Let me make my Picard speech here. Get up out of my chair and say, I'm glad that we're soliciting opinions and that this is a democracy, but this is my fleet, and the music in this episode was simply too good. The performances in this episode were simply too good. Sure, they dragged themselves down with some timey-wimey nonsense, but it was a test of character. Our journey through Star Trek was pretty complete. We saw some weird extra-dimensional beings that were just powerful enough and just tactile enough. It's late in the day, but I don't know how else to do the pacing to bring our Star Blazer season to an end. There was some kind of experiment going on for the franchise as a whole. They didn't work out quite the way they wanted it to. They also tried to have it both ways a lot. They also poisoned the well at the beginning with the 9/11 analogy because they made the classic mistake of Hollywood will make things better, which it can't. But the thing is that this particular episode, between the Star Trek geopolitics that didn't have anything to do with our own real world, which I appreciated. The side quest of the Sphere, the best red shirt death of all time, in my opinion. Degra keeping it real. He would fit in Jamaica, Queens with those cornrows. I love it. He is a dedicated, honestly, and also our ship. The stuff we saw, the space battles, how beat up our ship looked, the well-conceived nature of how everything looked, the stage crafting, the ship being worked on, everyone being active, the use of extras, the use of the principal characters, the meshing of the action and the drama with the exposition and with all the action to kind of get the Xindi arc to an end. Did it take too long to get here? Can we resent it? Sure. But this particular episode presented us with spectacle, it presented us with majesty, it presented us with some really good Star Trek, and some of the most fantastic pew-pew I've seen on the Final Frontier, better than a lot of the movies, and I enjoyed the battle in this. If this battle was 1 minute longer, it would have been better than First Contact. This episode is better than the movie First Contact. It's more fun to watch than the movie Nemesis. It's more fun to watch than the movie Insurrection. I would watch this episode in a heartbeat before I watched either of those things. I would watch the Xindi arc. It is very bingeable. We have to accept that things were changing. The mandates from the network, with everything they had to work with, the reveals, everything making sense, the insect super strength, fun little stuff like the giraffe skull, which good catch, JT. This armada, the coalition of the willing analogy that was just lighthearted enough. No, you can't give it just a B. This is an A-. They missed the mark, but all these ideas are great. Look at this fucking great mission inside the V'ger here. This is all we heard the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few in an earned way. That was not hackneyed when they said it. Layering on the line about honor cheapened it. She should have left it at that. It wasn't perfect. There were conveniences. I'm going to give this a B+. What letter grade is what the number is B+. What are the letters, JT, for that?
85 to 87 is a B+. Oh no, 87
to 89 is a B+.
87 to 89. Yeah, thank you.
I hate the letter 87 and 89. I give it between an 87 and an 89.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I give it an 87. I give it an 87.
You got that written? You got that, Sean?
Yeah, 87.9 or just 87.
Does that make it a B+ or an A-? I want it to be an A-.
It's leaning toward a B+, I think.
If you want an A-, just say 90.
It's a fucking 90 because the music is great, the space battle is great, the performances are great. There's some conveniences and some problems with the writing, but I'm not going to stand here and get angry about that when we had look at this Randy Oglesby's death scene as Degra, absolutely fantastic. I felt for Degra a little bit, and that dig about going after his family. I mean, I think that this Dolan guy got to be as good of a villain as Gul Dukat ever got to be. He scared me a hell of a lot more than Gul Dukat talking about how hot Kira's mom was, trying to get into bed with Kira. We had to watch that how many fucking times? This was a good one-season villain. Star Trek never did it before. We got a one-season fucking villain. He's got one more. We lost our fucking collaborator, but we got another pillar or whatever, another early species into the Federation. There's 5 different kinds of Xindi, so they'll fuse well. There was respect for the lore shown in this. It wasn't fantastic, but look at the spectacle we got. Look at this space battle. Look at this space battle.
Space battles were good, yes.
J.J. Abrams, take note. I mean, you didn't have to do what you did in 09.
Look how much better this is than Picard 3. Look at this maneuver right here. This is amazing. And then the other nacelle gets hit. And then when Hoshi got kidnapped, the emotional hook of seeing my ship that's taken me on so many adventures for 2 3/4 seasons, all beat up and back in the fight. Archer kicked it into high gear when they said we can't go into combat. It's like, that hasn't stopped us before. He didn't give a shit. He was there to win or die trying. This is a 90 because of the score and the performances. There are problems that keep it from being an A.
Cool.
Yeah. I loved it. It was a great episode. And you know what? If they had tried a little harder, you know what? Honestly, this had potential. It could have been an A. There we go.
Admiral, before we go, I have a rare screenshot from Star Trek Enterprise to share.
Oh, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Here you go.
I'm looking. All right. Hold on.
Oh, you got to remove your thingy.
Yeah. The brains don't work so good when you. Hold on.
Not that one. The other one.
There. I had it. Sorry. I was clicking too. There you go.
Oh, he's wearing the street clothes. You know what? Yeah, that's a very 2001 shirt. That is a very 2001 to 2002
And you notice
shirt.
what site he's on.
No, I didn't, because I absolutely don't have that on my phone, sir. I wasn't feigning not to recognize it. Sean, I heard the guy that you met last night had an unstable label of that logo above his belt buckle. Is that back of his belt? Is that true?
Wait, who?
I heard that one of your coworkers has an unstable label of that above the back of his belt.
No, I don't work with Wes Cagle.
Oh.
The salt is being
Hi,
poured
West.
on.
I love you.
You know what? I love that everyone was here tonight. Whoa, we gotta get some people back. There we go. I love that everyone was here tonight. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the narrative essay that we made. Maybe I'll do some like narration for this, and I could string them all together into a Xindi arc video. I don't know. But don't know if I can make one next week. It's gonna be a really cool full week. I want to thank everybody who came by, and I want to ask everybody.
Interrupt really quick, but this is kind of cool because I did meet someone that's very awesome in Star Trek lore today. So if I could share my screen and extend the show and show it, if that's okay.
Can share your screen. Hold on.
Is it Linda Park?
No, well, no, but
Is it Sydney Sweeney?
I got a couple of quick things to show. I know I'm kind of
do it,
here, but yeah.
Do you really want to wreck a show? You know what? No, we're gonna get out of here early. But you know what? If you're gonna tip your hand, guys, this is now a teaser. I can see what it is, so I know we all want to see.
I got a couple of things.
Guys, here we go. This is a teaser for a great show that's on tomorrow night. What time are you on tomorrow night, Mark? Tell everybody when to tune in.
Try to go on 10 p.m. Eastern because I got a lot to cover tomorrow night. So my Comic-Con show, but I'm going to break it up into multiple weeks because I got too much stuff to show. I think I have like 2,000 pictures from today.
Not bad.
Wow.
Is that... Wow.
This is... All right, so I love my Hallmark ornaments. You know, I'm not a fan of P Hard Season 3. I know some people are, but I love the ship. I don't know. Sean, do you like this ship or...
the USS Titan?
I don't know why they keep going like the Enterprise GH.
Yeah.
I don't like the half saucer very much.
Okay,
but
you don't like that part there.
I hated the nacelles is the thing I hate.
The nacelles look very, very much like the JJ Enterprise.
They're so redundant too. It's like we just stack them too high.
It's a good ship, but it's not a hero ship.
Yeah.
Is this from
that's a
Trek
good
Online?
description.
Is this or is that from
This
Picard?
This is a Hallmark ornament, so I bought this.
The ornament looks
I
really
like
nice.
this ship,
The ornament looks very
there
nice.
you go.
I'll give you that.
Bastards are sold out, so I got to get to the Hallmark store and buy this. But that looks awesome. Enterprise collectible.
Did you offer to buy the display?
Yeah, broke into the display.
I feel like as a kid I had something similar to that.
That looks really cool. And then look what's in the background here on the right. That's another must buy. Oh, it came out blurry. I hate it when my photos. It's an arcade reproduction of the Enterprise Star Trek game.
Oh,
and the one that you could sit down and apologize. The pictures, damn, the picture's blurry. I got to get Google to fix that. But that, there we go. I got a good picture.
Ooh,
$45 though, but Strategic Operations Simulator. Yeah, isn't that cool? That's awesome. Yep.
I remember that thing being out. Yeah.
That's an ornament. I don't know if it's got a screen in there that plays. I don't know. You remember playing that, Sean? Yeah.
No, I didn't play, but I remember seeing it. I think I was too little when it had come out, but
I played it a few times. Yeah, I stunk at it, but God, it was a fun game to play. Yeah. And of course, we've got the lower decks. Okay, but yeah, they were there. Yeah. See, I there's something about the ship I really like. But so
I like the lines of it. I like the lines of it. I know it's probably everybody doesn't, but
I wish the saucer would have been full though. That would have been that would have sold me on it.
Well, I think that's why they put this part in. I think that's where they added that section there later, or some iterations. Yeah.
Not everyone likes 1701D. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
With that one, it's an easy fix. You just need 2 oversized impulse engines. Just red blocks. Yep. Fit them in there.
Who's that?
That's
David Gerald.
We had a lot of trouble tonight. There won't be any trouble at all. So that's I got to meet David Gerald and got my.
He wrote that episode. He wrote Trouble with Tribbles.
Hey, he knows Mark D with a C too.
Yeah,
what a coincidence!
Yeah. So
that's a great shirt, by the way, Mark.
That's Clobbering Time shirt. Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's Clobby's shirt. Yep. So I do. Well, let's see. Can I turn my camera on? Does it come on? Yeah. So this is actually the script signed. So I bought the Tribble script. They also had the animated series script there. So as you can see that. So that script is old. Yeah, I mean, obviously, reproductions. But here's like
that's cool.
No, it's so cool. Yeah. So the script and then
properly formatted.
Don't show it; you'll spoil the story.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't need
some people
spoilers,
may
yeah.
not know how it ends.
Yeah, and he drew this little cute little triple on there for me.
Oh, that's
So I got-
cool.
I guess you didn't upset him. You're like, did you like how they improved your idea, sir, in Star Trek New Trek?
I almost asked that. I almost
wanted to
asked.
start
I said I better
crying.
not go there. So I got, of
Poor
course,
man.
his Tribble book. Yeah, Tribble. The whole story of the episode. He was in college when he wrote this. He'd never written before, and he wrote
Oh,
this
wow.
story. And he wrote Star Trek, and it became one of the most popular episodes ever. So that's the tag, the tagline on the back of the book. And I mean, everyone knows this. Even my wife knew this episode.
Yeah, my daughter hates science fiction, but she loves that episode. She used to watch it like every day with me.
So this is a great keepsake to have, and to have those pictures taken with him. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was great.
That is cool.
That was a great time. Yeah. So and I did. Here's the here's the box on the P Hard ship.
I like the box. There's a nice packaging. I do like that.
Yeah. So that came out nice, and then they actually sold me an extra. Like I didn't want this Darth Vader type character that I'm like I didn't. You put your name on a card, and you put all the stuff in. But check out. We got Batman with the shield there. The thing.
yeah.
So
is that what
Hallmark
you use
is
to
not
make
gonna-
bids? Like use
Linda
that thing?
Carter, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so no, but they have a card, and you say like, "What do you want to buy?" And they get. I don't know. I got to check if they charged me for it. If they gave me an extra ornament, because it was a Star Wars ornament I didn't want. Ended up in my bag.
Wait, hold that back up. There was like a Borg cube with Enterprise.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Like the
Yeah,
Wolf
this is-
359 thing.
This is going to cost us a lot of money. Of course, we could. Sean could model this, of course, but
I'd
now
have to make
Hallmark
a big Borg cube.
Hallmark's getting smart. They're not even bothering to call these ornaments anymore. They're just like, this is like a standalone display.
Oh, it even has the red light like they're firing on it. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's cool, right? So they're just doing this stuff, which
Nice.
is crazy. And I
That
did
would look
buy
awesome
this.
on a Christmas tree, honestly.
Like I bought that. I couldn't resist that. It's
Oh, wow.
a chess
Oh,
game,
wow.
and they have a hologram that lights up. And
See,
that's
I
awesome.
I prefer the JJ Red Arm 3PO, but I'll accept the Lucas version.
yeah.
My favorite line in all the fucking sequel trilogy. You may have wondering about my red arm. I was like, no.
Mark, Stephen M. Kal-El is asking you if the Enterprise G ornament lights up at all.
It does light up. Yeah, it lights up. They don't make. I don't think it makes noises. Yeah, there's the Silent Raider, which is pretty darn cool too.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Old school Raider.
I still have a model of that I need to build, Mark. It's a vintage.
Nice. Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
vintage
I got on
stuff.
eBay. It was like $60. Oh no, I got it in a model store that it was like laying around.
Let's see. Does
Ooh.
it say? I'm sure it lights
One of
up. I mean, these all
3200.
light up, but
Yeah.
does it say? Usually it says it lights up, but and they have batteries in them. Now, the old days, you used to hook them up to the Christmas ornament lights, and it was much cooler because then you didn't have to. Because they would stay lit all the time, but then the stupid,
Batteries.
requirements, safety requirements. Oh, it's too dangerous to plug into the tree. So yeah,
That's why I couldn't have that machine gun.
yeah. Then so I got the Jawa. Luke was sold out, and so they have a book nook. They have all the Hallmark is really doing a great job. So that was.
By the way, don't buy the back to tank. I used it for like 4 weeks, and I look just as old and beat up as I did when I got it. It's a fucking scam. Don't buy the back to tank.
Yeah.
Back to tanks, guys. It's a scam, guys. I spent so much money on fucking the saline solution to be inside of that. Oh god, you don't want to know.
And I do have a couple of more pictures in the panel if you want to see that on the.
Sure.
Yeah, just to show that. But you can see it was pretty darn crowded. This first picture, I'm like I'm pretty far away from the stage.
Yeah.
It's pretty crowded. It was actually the guy that warmed up the crowd was awesome, and he would ask people to like finish singing a song. So I hit the wrong darn icon. I'm old. Yep. And
No
here,
problem.
I'll
Bring
share
it back,
again.
and we'll put it back on stage. Here we go.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. And I was trying to turn my camera off there. That streamer got rid of all the freaking icon, the labels.
Did they start by asking all heterosexuals and Republicans to leave the room, please?
No, we didn't get that, but they did ask people to finish singing the song, and there were, how most people can't sing. Like two of the people.
I
in a
don't
row,
know all the words to the Internationale. Fuck them.
They did the Fresh Prince from Bel Air. They did some.
Let them sing.
A couple of great songs. It was a great warm up, and then the people could sing. I was like, "Holy crap! They could actually sing."
Did they have the singing? Did they have the Star Trek singing dancing troupe?
No, they didn't have them there, but they did talk about the Strange Nude Worms episode. There's Kevin Smith was there.
I was wondering who that was.
Oh, he's fat again now. Maybe he'll start being cool. Or is that guy cosplaying as Kevin Smith?
Did he gain weight?
No, that was someone cosplaying as him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were joking, Kevin, before the heart attack, but that's for Donnie. There's a Power Ranger.
There you go, Donnie.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be cool. This is awesome. So this is the float. I think I have a close up of the float on the next picture. So this is the 60th anniversary, and look what they're highlighting.
Oh, it's going to be the Rose Bowl parade in a few weeks.
Yeah, and look, and they said they might have some actors. How cool would that be?
Oh my gosh!
Chekhov and
that
Tulu
would
and
be awesome.
Kirk on the float.
Oh,
well, here's the thing. They don't have any right to have anything to do with something like that. They can be easily kept away from it. They're allowed to make Star Trek stuff, but Paramount doesn't have to use it. And their contract may not extend to this. I noticed like the Enterprise isn't trailing a rainbow, which is something they would have insisted on.
No, but
their Enterprise leaves a rainbow behind it.
You know what's up at the top center is the Academy.
Yeah,
set.
they did. I guess they threw the was that the new Academy set?
Yeah,
I guess?
yeah.
They're stuck showing the show. You know what I mean?
But most of this is like no one's going to notice that. Everyone's going to notice. It's freaking cool.
Yes,
the
fun
original
part.
bridge, the great design. That's
And
one thing that kills me about New Trek is how horrible the bridges are and the lights.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, it's so bad.
But it's better designed if you serve on the ship because you always know which panels will blow up and where the fire and steam is coming from. You can just stand away from that, and there'll be no casualties on the ship. That's why that's why you can have a serial killer as your doctor.
Yes.
But this was oh god, the Doctor and Strange Nude Worms. But
oh god,
yeah, this is I love.
We
this.
we go with Strange New Lows for that one. You don't have to say it the way we do, but like
okay,
when Sean said did his review on Pop Culture Breakdown, boy, was that right? The worse every week or what? Just the worst.
Yeah.
It passed Section 31 in like week 4.
Yeah,
it was incredible because Section 31 was twice as long.
That float's going to be awesome when we finally get to see it, though.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
I've been telling my friend that since the Jets are never going to the Super Bowl, we should just go to the Rose Bowl for like 25 years. And he's like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be next year. And I'm like, dude, this is why I've been married 5 times. But I wanted to go this year, and I guess I would have seen the float, but now I won't. Who the hell is that?
Ethan Peck.
That's
really?
Spock.
That's Spock.
Spork.
Yeah.
It's
really.
Spork.
Yeah,
And that's Uhura.
Nothing like him.
She looks much
There's
better with
Uhura.
hair like this. And
He's Gregory Peck's grandson.
Yeah, Gregory Peck's grandson. Yeah, no, he's a good-looking dude. Yeah. I mean, none of these people are really.
And he has good style too.
Yeah.
He just wore a black T-shirt and a black appropriate black jacket. He wore street clothes. Yeah, no, most of them are okay in interviews. Melissa Navia is the nicest person of all. Her ex points a picture of a sympathetic person who's being beat to hell by the show. She lost her other show because of it, and they make her keep her hair like that. She has said she can't get other work. Oh,
Now, they must be filming right now, right?
They are filming right now.
Just
So
wrapped up. Yeah.
The thing is, it doesn't matter when they're filming. They will pull her out anytime to do a segment if they use it or not. She's stuck like this most of the time, and she has said it.
And that's ridiculous to have someone keep their hair. I mean, just
it was supposed to be for 3 years, and it was supposed to be over 5 years ago.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Oh, she's got.
They cored out her fucking career. What can she do but play nice now?
Right? Yeah. No, you can't do anything. Yeah, but
they made her work when her boyfriend died.
Yeah, and plus when you walk around, everyone's going to know who you are. At least you can kind of hide a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't
Everyone
wanna be
else has to not
recognized
because they won't make real aliens. Did you know they made her work like right after her boyfriend died?
That's horrendous. Yeah.
Does she have an Irish accent?
No, she does not. But Scotty is Scottish, and I
lives
needed
there.
the actor who plays Scotty. I couldn't
fucking
understand
hate
him.
that actor.
Naughty.
I mean, not the actor.
Yeah. Naughty.
I hate that. I hate that iteration of the character.
Yeah,
the
no, it's not a
actor's
good word.
fine. Oh God, yeah, naughty R37 makes me fucking sick.
But you couldn't understand. He was funny. He was hysterical. He's like, "What would you do for another show?" He's like,
I'd be
"Let's come
laughing
film."
too if someone paid me to fucking do that.
He's like, "Come film. Let's come film an episode in Scotland." He's like, it would rain a lot. Bring your umbrella, but it's beautiful. and he's like, "And hire some Scottish actors." He's like, "Well, don't replace me." But
no, I killed the persona non grata on this channel.
Killed the
Oh,
show. And then we've got that's what's her name? Famous actor. Oh,
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter. Yep.
Can you just
So
go
she's
back a couple
Which
of let's look at the man who's done all of this to us.
Ooh.
He's wearing a Freddy Krueger shirt.
Mark, this is why I give you credit. I couldn't have been in that room and not like heckled him and gotten kicked out of the con for forever.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But what he was saying actually, if you
Just leave it up there
see
for
or
a
didn't
minute.
know who it was.
Guys, it's time for 2 minutes hate. Hold on.
You asshole.
Okay.
Motherfucker, you.
Okay. I don't know if I can take it anymore.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Why, Spock? Why? All you had to do was pull the trigger.
Okay, get rid of it.
But he's my
Away
brother.
with him! Away with this man!
away. But it's a Freddy
Away
Krueger
with this woman and her beard.
So Holly Hunter seemed nice. Yep. And a lot of these actors,
She's got
are
an
new
Academy
actors who
Award.
haven't done anything before.
There's
so.
nothing wrong with these poor people who got sucked
Yeah.
into this fucking con.
Who's this actress here?
I can't remember
So-
his
so-
name, but and this is the actor that started crying. She's like, "I got this is my big break."
This
And
woman-
I know-
is that the,
Yeah, I know,
the they,
but-
them, Hadar?
No, I don't think so. Right, Mark? I think this is the one with the two
Is that
giant
Guinan?
buns.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Is
she
that
was
Nuhura?
She was no, that's different. But she was touched. Like she was really like she was crying for a long time. She's
No,
like, I can't
Nuhura is
believe
pretty.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I'm here and I'm on this show and I've got this opportunity and thank you.
So what is she
everyone.
meant intellectually, possibly? What, she's crying.
Yes, because she's so thankful.
How
like,
old is she?
This is, I don't know, but she's the first time she looks
child
pretty young,
actor?
but she's
Got something on
Okay,
her
that's
nose.
what it is. She's a child
could look
actor.
at-
Blow her
Okay.
nose.
But
Yeah, but-
no, she was crying for a long time. Like I can't believe I'm here, and
In other
I
words,
mean,
it was kind of wrong to put her on stage.
yeah.
They told her, like,
Way to
look,
go.
this is
Alex
900 years
Kurtzman
in the
was there
future.
and
No
didn't
one's going to
even
be
go
that
over the-
large.
Yeah. Wait, but I mean, Alex
You gotta-
Kurtzman is there and sees this happening in front of him. He's got a child crying on stage. He doesn't go over there and put an end to it or put, honestly, what kind of workplace are you running there? It's bullshit.
She's still
I said,
trying,
where's, but you know what? I mean, forget about SAG. This is like a labor situation with someone who's not that. Yeah, there she's crying. That's like a middle schooler, man.
I don't know.
Fuck that. Why is she supposed to do that? Why
Her
is she
shirt
doing
says
publicity?
America. Okay, so
That's fine.
How hard
Cool.
can you be on her?
Yeah, no, because she's
Seems
just
all
she's
right.
like I've made it, right? So hopefully,
Yeah. She thinks she's going to be a major movie star, and she's going to wind up screwed over.
Those
5
are
years
some
of
bad
life.
shoes, by the way. Forrest Gump would have gotten nowhere with those shoes.
There was a guy cosplaying as Forrest Gump today at the con, running around and never stopping.
No, I just
you not when you mentioned that there was a guy running around as
That's
Forrest Gump.
amazing.
I just, you know what it is, Mark? I didn't want to break character to say hi. That's me. I just,
That
that's
was
how I
you?
live all of my life. Yeah, no, I
Oh,
just am
God
Forrest
damn
Gump.
it.
No, I'm only kidding. When I went there, though, I saw Piers Morgan dressed as a court jester. that was like a long ass time ago, but I just barely recognized him as the LSD like swirled around in my mind.
Now this gentleman in the
Giamatti's
middle, in the green, he's on the show too.
He's the
right?
main focus. He's the kid that gets kidnapped in the.
You gotta
in
be
the
careful.
beginning.
They're all children.
Yeah, well, not Giamatti. He's pretty old. And
Bart
he's playing
Giamatti's father was the commissioner of baseball.
Yeah, yeah. And he's playing a half Tellarite, half Vulcan.
So another low effort alien who won't need much prosthetics.
Why would a Tellarite and a Vulcan get together? Oh my god.
Well, pigs. To see
My
if
name
pigs,
is Felix.
to see if pigs could fly.
At my
That's
butt.
pretty much what you get from that combination.
She's cute.
Yeah,
She's
really.
had a lot of work done. Okay.
Well, it's
There's a lot
I'm
of-
taking this from far away on my cell phone, but yeah.
It's good to see a lot of familiar faces here. What the hell?
What the fuck is that?
Are you at the Hall of Presidents? Is that a fucking robot of Jacqueline Onassis?
That's the longest neck I've ever seen. Adam Schiff's daughter?
I have nothing to say. But
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
so what are they talking about at this point, Mark? Are they talking about what it was like to film the show, or
Yeah, they're not supposed to give any spoilers, so they're just telling you the
Yeah,
basic
because there's
setup.
no fucking story. The reason they can't give any, it's always like that with Alex Kurtzman. Come see us to tell you nothing. And did he act like his own interviewers that read the questions to him were like the fake news?
They had
And
like
was
a podcast
the
guy there, yeah, and then
but the podcast guy Irish? Was it Sean Ferrick? That dick?
No, what was his name? No, it wasn't Irish, but I'll show. There's a picture of him.
By the way, Sean Ferrick, I'm Irish too, but you know what? You have Bono disorder. You're not a real journalist, and you're not God. You're a dick. Go ahead. Oh, hey, look, it's Cole. It's Cole.
Do you know why?
Colbert.
All right, so we can guess why Colbert's on this show and what his role is.
Because his next job is
because they're all on
dean of-
CBS.
dean at the Academy after he got show.
He's going to be a talk show host in World.
He's the voice of the computer.
Oh God! Really?
Stephen Colbert? Yep, is the voice of the computer.
Geez.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
wanna put
I
him-
would think that the only logical role for him, if you have to put him in it, is he's a new version of the EMH.
That's what I thought they were
At
going to
least
say.
within his skill set, Alex Kurtzman continues to be the worst deployer of talent, the worst conceiver of stories, the worst exploiter of fucking labor, the worst exploiter of contracts, the worst fucking storyteller, and the worst fucking creative.
So here's
makes me
the
sick.
issue. Here's the issue with this, right? Colbert has a SAG card, right? So he's going to command a certain amount of money, and they're going to have
Minimum,
to pay
right?
him a lot.
$225 a day.
They're going to have to pay him a lot just to voice these lines. And if he spends more than a half day on this, he's going to start eating into this budget, which budget I use loosely because this is some of the most expensive TV per viewer that's ever been created.
I'm sure he took a lot less than. I'm sure he took not millions. He's out of a job.
Yeah.
They have what it costs to hire him. They do if he's working for SAG scale.
Okay.
It's not that high. But I live in New York City. Mark lives in New York City. We've both run into enough people. Inside Man does production too. I've heard a few things, and you can ascertain these things through public records. Like a day of SAG is not that much. Where you get into trouble with production is this is a true story. Jared Leto was on a movie, and they had him on for I don't know, some role, and he's totally method. And so what happened is in this movie, he interacted with all the extras, and if people didn't respond to him and respond to him in character, he would get very angry and start screaming and yelling at them like the way a director doesn't yell at people. And so what happened was he had to be allowed to walk through this scene and do his thing and talk and react and relate. And they bumped like 60 people into the union in like one day, and it was like.
Oh, because then they had to give a voice response.
It increased every time they spoke, and then like because of continuity, those people may have had to come back over and over and over. So like his method of acting drove up the cost of doing the scene like 60%.
Oh God!
But like everybody loved working with him. It was like, oh yeah, my job was just to hand him a cup of coffee. I got my SAG card handing him a cup of coffee because he said, "How'd the Yankees do?" And I was like, "They won, sir."
That's awesome.
Then he went with that for 2 whole minutes, and I got my card in one shot. Yeah,
he's trying to screw over the studios. You remember what it was
trying
like
to work his way out of a fucking job. In a way that is cool, but like, I think the smart person would set with like 60 people, maybe like do that with 3 or 4. Like having to do it like
They changed the extra because of Star Trek Motion Picture, the Hangar Dead scene and all the extras in it. They actually changed the rules. I was reading on how many extras could be in a scene or have, because they just had so many people in that scene. I guess it was crazy, but yeah, that's awesome.
There are rules, I think, about how many union people must be among the extras. I think.
Yeah, it was something like that. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah,
I know they
you can't
changed some rules.
Yeah. Well, Star Trek is always going to break down. I just want to pull this down for 1 second so I can just put
we're done.
Our chat up here. Okay, because before we close out, the one thing I wanted to do was get the poll from our channel members up, from our subscribers up here, and we're going to see what you guys thought. You only got 11 votes. Come on, jump in there now. What grade do you give episode of The Council? A, 18%, B, 55%, C, 27%. No one thought it was a D or an F. I'm glad that 20% of people were with me in the fact that this was all like in A territory. 55% gave it like a grade that's complimentary to mine. I said it's an A- B+. Honestly, it's like such a near miss. It was such a great episode. I'm going to end the poll right now. It was B 55%, C 27%, A 18%, D F 0. You're wonderful people. Thank you for engaging in our Star Trek democracy. So Mark's on tomorrow. You get to plug first, sir.
Thank
what
you.
time can people
Thank you.
turn on their show? Their
10
YouTube
PM
machine
Eastern,
to see. Now start charging your YouTube machine early. So
Thank
it's
you,
ready
yeah.
for it's just packed full of Star Trek energy tomorrow and New York Comic Con energy. So yeah, go ahead.
We got lots of stuff to talk about tomorrow, but lots of great photos and lots of cool swag and merchandise and action figures, and Comic Con has it all there. And the cosplaying is phenomenal. I mean, there's some incredible cosplay there.
I love the Forrest Gump thing. Did you get a picture of that guy?
I did. It was, I saw the guy running, and then I'm watching him run away, and he's running everywhere.
If he was that committed, I'm thinking that like honestly, like maybe there was probably like some Forrest Gump publicity company, like maybe the production company hired someone to do that. Like you do salt in a few professional people with the cosplayers.
Oh, they do? Yeah, they do that.
I you know what? It is impossible for me to imagine that you would ever have, because I would do this if I had like an IP. I wouldn't hire dancers to be in the parking lot. I would hire like people to like pretend that they were like full on like super fan cosplayers to like something like the Forrest Gump running around is like a really good advertisement for if a Forrest Gump steelbook drops this year.
Yeah. No, like
I just
dropped
like
the
the
picture
same
there.
companies are there.
Do you think she's a professional? This actress is an actress here, and if you share.
Wait, wrong one. Where I don't see it. Oh, I got to tile down. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think she's a dancer. I think she might have $1 from me.
So yeah, so you'll get on my show tomorrow night. Yeah, just, all
Was
kinds
it
of
in
cosplays.
quarters, Teague?
I'm just glad it wasn't like Mark was like, it's my wife, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's my wife.
I was like, take a big risk with that fucking joke. So
Well,
yeah,
if it was
this
his
is
wife,
cool.
I'd say congratulations.
So I figured it was a low risk joke that way, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's not going anywhere near freaking Comic Con. She doesn't be around geeks and nerds. Oh, wait a minute, she married one. Yeah, yeah.
Who among us hasn't had the pleasure of walking into an establishment and putting money on the bar and saying, "Dance for me, you empowered person."
Yeah. So lots of fun stuff like that will be headed your way tomorrow night.
And are you still there? Are you going back tomorrow, Mark? Or?
No, I'm not doing this Sunday. I was thinking of going on Thursday because, goddamn, New York City is crowded. It's like so. This Saturday is the most crowded day at the con, and
Thursday
Sunday's
is yeah. If you would go there Thursday, like in the afternoon, like the morning commute is always crazy. The thing is, as crowded as every train is, like there's still always a seat because there's just so many trains.
Yeah. So you
I
get
don't know
there.
how they pull it off.
You get there, yeah. If you do the Thursday shows, and it's probably less crowded. You can enjoy it because at some points, it's just like, my God, it's like I was trying to walk through Artist Alley, and it's like I need a transporter to get me through here because there's just so many freaking people. You just can't get through everything. It's just it's nuts. I mean, so, but yeah, it's just it's not that people aren't friendly and nice, but it was
you don't
sea
want
of
to spend
humanity.
your whole day.
It
just
can be like
mass
being
of
part of a
people.
human stampede.
Yeah, and you can't
It can
move.
be.
You can't. And my knee is my right knee. I have a torn ACL and MCL. So
Ooh, sorry.
I'm hobbling through. It was held up. Knee held up pretty well, but I'm like, I need to sit down somewhere, and then you're stuck where it's like you can't move. It's like get out of my way. So yeah, but no, it was a fun day. It was a great day. So looking forward to seeing some of you guys there tomorrow night.
By the way, I'm seeing this in the chat.
For
Like,
sure.
I think that the reason why CBS and Paramount are buying the show, I've said this before, I'm on record, is that it's so damned bad and so horribly poisonous that the worst thing you ever want is someone else to have control of something called Star Trek as bad as what Alex Kurtzman's been cranking out. Singing, dancing, musical, Star Trek. Get the fuck out. Okay, so JT, will people see you around anytime tomorrow?
Sure.
during the week?
I'll be at least checking out Mark's show tomorrow because of all the cool Comic-Con stuff. That sounds really exciting.
Now you've got your fancy internet back.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Sir.
Uhura fixed it for you.
Yes. Anyway, I'm getting off track in my own mind here. It's late. Tuesday, I'll be hanging out with Dadman doing some sports ball at 9 p.m. And I'm still beating him in the win-loss game that we're playing every week where we pick 15 games. So it should be a lot of fun. Then Wednesday, I'll be hanging out Dave C's channel, going through a new comic book. And we still have to pick that one out. So I can't even wreck it and spoil the reveal because I haven't had it revealed to me yet. And
all right.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Germ, how about yourself?
Well, on Monday we'll have the Kaiju Monday watch party with King Kong Escapes.
Excellent.
Cool.
As for Admiral Teague, I will have the J-Man this coming Thursday, the 16th. We'll be on at 7 p.m. The J-Man has some constraints on his schedule, so we'll be on early. And we'll be talking Star Wars Marvel, but not Star Wars and Marvel, but the Star Wars Marvel comics from the 70s that I collected. And he'll also be talking about Enterprise with me because the J-Man has done a review of every single episode of Enterprise, and so it should be a really great conversation, and I can't wait to talk to the J-Man later in the week. Do me a favor when you get a chance, and thank you, Buddy Hepburn, right on top of it. I want to thank all of you. We ran over by a lot. I thought we'd be done in 2.5 hours. So I just want to say Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the love of this panel, the genius of Gene Roddenberry, the passionate portrayals of great actors such as Scott Bakula, and the generosity of viewers like The Dead Man, RRTNZ.
I feel so left out. I didn't get the plug.
Radioactive.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I forgot to plug. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Go ahead,
I'm
plug.
so hurt. I'm just kidding. I have nothing to share. I just wanted to say thanks to the chat and the panel. Actually, no, I'm cool. I'm just giving you a hard time, but no, I don't really have any news right now. I do have some news. I was going to share this after the show, but I'll just share it here. So I did make a decision to cut back on my second job hours. So I'm only going to be working on Thursdays now. So on Saturdays, I may be able to pop into some of the watch parties, or if we have to start the show earlier, then
cool.
Yeah. You started out that sentence very scarily, where you said you've made a decision and you've decided to cut, and I was like, no.
Oh no, they did that to me when I was a baby.
Okay,
I already had that happen. They already had that done.
Snip, snip.
That's just a sign of optimism.
That too. About 10 years ago. 10 years ago now.
Did they slip?
No, they grabbed and twisted though, and it was very painful.
Just
if no one's had it done, the snippy snip, it's not pleasant.
They cheap out on the drugs for you.
What's that, Sherm?
They're supposed to give you a nice lidocaine shot for that.
Yeah, but the pain is deep inside of you. Like they no amount of that drug will take every bit of it away.
You mean they still use scalpels and knives?
Yeah.
My God, the barbarity.
They soak me up with cat gut like my great grandson did.
And an important safety tip: if you ever have that done, don't do any hard physical labor over the next few days, because you could end up carrying some grapefruit around.
Like the South Park episode when they're bouncing around on them. Like,
don't ask how I know. I'll tell you after the show.
What happens? What happens now when you deliver? When you arrive, does a little flag pop out that just says "bang"?
No, it just goes. No, you don't notice anything.
Okay, cool. Now I know what I'm good, guys.
We can give you the science lesson later.
It still smells like bleach.
Guys, crowdfund a vasectomy for me, or I'll have children. That's the cause. I'll use this thing. I can still do a lot of disservice to the world with it. But I love you all. I don't think I'll be on Tuesday this week, and I'll see you Thursday at 7:00 with the J-Man. You love her. She is the spokeswoman of this spokesgirl of this channel. She loves the show, and you waited long enough to see her. And we should
Why are we blocking the best?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, hold on.
Get rid of half of us. Yeah, keep going.
There
you know what? It was better to look at all of her than all of us. But you know what? We love you all, and I could go on all night, but you know what? I couldn't get what I usually get.
Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
Anti-proton guy was out of town, so I had to get by on really just dirty anti-proton. But here's Sydney Sweeney, and we love you all.
Can I finish, please?